Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I am Razim and this is Starlight Expeditions Pokerole, our new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon tabletop campaign. I am joined here by multiple other streamers, which... Yes, that's right. Oh, I need to adjust that, but... yeah, those are the other streamers that are joining us on this, except for Odd Socks. He did drop out, unfortunately. But anyways, hello everybody, and welcome on in. We are currently doing our pre-campaign. Originally, we were calling it the one-shot, but Charm kind of made some good points about it not being a one-shot, so we'll call it pre-campaign now.
Pre-campaign was an elegant solution, I feel.
Yeah.
What is this?
Definitely. But either way, hello everybody, and I will go ahead and turn it over now to Charum, who is also streaming. The others are not streaming right now, but oh boy, things are breaking a little bit on my end. But I'll turn it over to Charm for him to do his intro.
Okay, hopefully things don't break apart too much. And actually, unlike last time where I said, oh, I could have used your intro for my intro, I used it for my intro this time, but I will add on to it that I hope you all are doing well, everyone. And yes, I will be lazy and hijack the work of another person for my intro. But, of course, I also want to say, if you like the video, do think about giving it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that as well. And if you want to watch other cool streams and stuff, check out Twitch. Try to reach a partner over here, but need more viewers to do it. So if you want to check it out, go check it out over there. I got a cool Discord community as well as Zim also has a cool Twitch and cool Discord, and so do other people here. They are free to post it in the chat if they want. In my chat, it'll actually show up on video as well, so kind of works out that way. Also, I have a pretty cool. I already said Discord. I have a coffee link as well if you want to help monetize my content. And I have a merch store if you want to check that out. All links are in my video description. But that being said, thank you for letting me do a little intro too.
You know, I really should start promoting all that stuff at the beginning instead of at the end.
You know what did it for me? I didn't used to, but what did it for me was Critical. Was it Critical? I think it was Critical that just was basically like, yeah, it sucks, it feels lame, it feels repetitive, but also it works, and people need it to actually bother to subscribe to you and stuff. Like, it's kind of, he just kind of laid it out, and I was like, fair enough. Like I should start doing it.
All right, you guys, listen. Charm, you're not the laziest. I'm the laziest. I stole both your intros from my intro. Then again, nobody watches my videos as of the time of the recording. Because I'm not fancy like you guys. I don't do fancy editing.
Fancy. I'll put some sparkles in it.
For me,
I don't do editing. I just uploaded exactly how it was.
Save for
I
the most part.
I don't put a thumbnail on. Is my big thing. I just say, and this image looks good. But hello, welcome, YouTube, for those who are loyal and still watch. Or for those who are looking back into the past, because, you know, it's like 5 years in advance. Yes. Please hit that like, subscribe button. The YouTube algorithm is a beast.
Yep.
It helps.
It
Yes, this
really
feels
does.
lame. It feels weird doing this. I'm gonna get used to it. Make sure to go follow Charum and Zim as well. And Rygon, who's not streaming.
And since those of you are looking at us from the future, remember, change out the filter on those gas masks. You're gonna need it.
Oh dear, no. No, that's a puzzle, if I ever heard one. But yeah, I am the current DM, not the main campaign DM. Rygon is the main DM. I'm just hosting the one-shots because I was a pick and easy grab, like every single time in those FPS games, because I'm just a distraction.
I think you're a little bit more than that, my friend.
I'm just a distraction. Maybe get a kill every now and then, but we don't talk about that right now because it's tabletop.
Then again, I've never played an FPS with you, so.
Fair enough. I'll upload my Destiny 2 videos later. Anyways, would our players like to introduce themselves so that way every viewer can get acquainted? We'll start from on my screen, left to right.
Real quick.
Oh, never mind.
As far as that goes, please introduce what your main campaign character is going to be so people can understand. So we don't have art for the main or for this pre-campaign group. Some of the characters are similar, but actually only one of them is similar. But please say what your main campaign character is, and then introduce your pre-campaign character.
For context too, this pre-campaign and the main campaign will have different characters in some cases, some instances, as this is more or less a training campaign for the main campaign, right?
Exactly.
Correct.
Tutorial characters, some of us, anyways.
All right. We'll go with Rygon first.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Rygon. I'm the main DM for the campaign, so I will not be playing as a character, but if any of you see a Greening Ninetails, that will be my persona for the main campaign. For the one-shot here, or the mini-campaign, I am playing as Kit, the Vulpix, short for Foxfire.
Ready then? Zim, your turn. Go on.
I think you skipped Octo.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that.
Yeah.
I was going
You
down
kinda-
my list.
Oh, I thought you were going by table side, but all right.
Oh, table side.
Because if you look at table side, you start one slot past the side of the table, technically.
I'm sorry.
Whatever order you want to go in, that works.
It's fine.
Either way, I am of course
Continuing on.
the primary streamer here on my side of things, and I am playing as Razor. I actually do have a talkie icon for Razor from another campaign that I run on Saturdays. Well, it's on hiatus, but anyways. Though in the main campaign, I will be playing Jet the Rockruff. Right now, I am playing Razor the Growlithe.
I'm just glad you picked Puppos.
I like Puppos. And they don't have a Martin Pokemon yet.
Someday. I hope so, actually. That's just Mustelids in general. Good choices.
They have freaking trash bags, but they don't have a Martin yet.
Well, I mean, they got like Linoon, which is kind of like that.
That's a ferret.
True, but ferrets are the most popular. It'd be nice to see some representation with one of the, Martin, minks, something like that would be kind of neat too.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, isn't there a mixed Pokemon?
I don't know, actually. I assume there isn't, but thinking about it, I'm not entirely
I
sure.
don't know. Someone watching the video or the stream, go look it up.
Anyway, moving forward, who is next on our list?
Octo,
Oh,
would you
okay.
like to introduce your character?
All right. For the little mini campaign, I am playing Ishmali. He's a very timid Noibat, but he's doing his best. And for the main campaign, I am playing as Kobold, the Riolu.
Alrighty then. Lyndon, would you like to introduce your character?
Yes, I am Lyndon. In the main campaign, I am playing Jolene, the Milcery. But in this mini campaign, I am basically playing myself, aka Trubbish, the trash Pokemon. Benji is a Trubbish. He is my personification of me.
He's my favorite character.
Alright. Zorak, would you like to introduce yourself then?
Hello, I'm Zorak720. The character I'm playing as in the main campaign is Sandra Verdi, sorry. And currently in this pre-campaign, I'm playing as Robert Verdi.
And then we would like to go through Charm.
Hello, I'm the other primary streamer according to Zim. Zim's nomenclature. I am played only in the pre-campaign, as I was here to basically help assist and stuff, and I'm going to wish everybody well in the main campaign. Probably going to keep tabs on the main campaign, see how it goes. But I'm not playing myself, but for the pre-campaign, I am playing as Colby the Cubone, who is fat and maybe doesn't fully care about everything that's going on currently, because that's kind of just his personality trait. But he's actually pretty nice. He's just maybe not the best with social interactions, and also he likes food.
Then, last but not least, because I didn't want to put myself in the mix till the end, hi there, I am Blue Draconics 381. For the main session, I play Azurith the Jingmo. And then for the one-shot, I am the DM. So I am every other character. Do I need to go list them all? Because I don't want to.
Well, now that you've said so.
You're legally required now because you just mentioned it.
Alright, moving on. We'll introduce them in time.
You've already created quite a large roster for this pre-campaign, but it makes sense for a guild, too.
It makes sense for a guild. I did what makes sense for a guild. And that was it. So, are our players ready for today's session?
I'd
More or
say
less what to get into.
I'd say so. I would suggest a quick recap of session 1.
Very well then. I will use my legal obligations as DM to recap. So
We normally do a recap for each campaign, but this didn't quite feel right for it, but yeah. Also, I do want to point out real fast, Charm unfortunately does not have a talking icon on my side of things, so you can hear him, but he doesn't have a little icon representation, but he is here.
I'm a ghost dog, so it's okay. Yeah, exactly. I knew somebody was going to say it.
Listen, you're visible on my end. It's not on Zim's end.
All right.
Spirit sense. Moving on. Recap is short and simple. Our group of players, adventurers, heroes, whatever you want to call them, woke up in the middle of the guild library. After a bit of, questioning where they are, they were introduced to the guild, had some breakfast, some more than others, and then they went to the training field to go train with another group of team. I butchered that word. Another guild team.
Do with
there
a
we
group
go.
team.
A group of tea. Yes. They went and trained with another guild team, and actually came out victorious because poison sucks for them. This is what happens when you have a trash bag.
Indeed.
Long story short, that is that.
And I think a lot of us are either ex-human or don't really remember, and also I don't think a lot of us know why we were suddenly in a guild. It seems like we were teleported or spirited there somehow.
I've got a theory, but I'm going to see if it pulls off.
It may or may not be revealed in time. It is up to you guys to search. However, before we get back into role-playing and moving along the story, I have a nice suggestion to make. How would you like to use some experience points to increase your stats for the upcoming dungeon?
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice.
I
Sounds
talked
reasonable.
with Zim before stream, and he said save it for the main stream, so that way people who want to learn know how to do this.
Okay.
So that means I can help out a bit, maybe, too.
Indeed. I am moving the experience cost sheet onto the main table. As for how much EXP you've earned, I can just throw 50 to you guys and call it good, and you guys work from there.
Okay, nice little starter kit of 50 experience. Sounds pretty good. I'm going to write it down on my... I'll write it down on everybody's sheets just for convenience, too, so you can easily do the math and stuff.
This way, you're allowed to get new moves, new skills, skill points, and there's a lot of stuff in general.
Mm-hmm. And I can help explain as we go. Also, I would like to just simply ask. We kind of figured out. I think everybody kind of ironed out the battle mechanics last time. Like, battle took a while, but honestly, I expected it to because it was the first battle, and we are also trying to figure out exactly what battle rules to use. I'm glad we kind of sorted that out with the whole blink damage thing being an official system, which I do think will just make battles quicker. And again, nobody feel bad about that battle taking so long. I know some people did, but honestly, it was the first one, and the first battle of a D&D system is never going to be fast to go through, because I've learned that at this point, even with just playing 3 systems.
And I fully expect our next couple of battles will probably be about the same. Well, probably a little bit faster, but they're just going to take time. This is not a common system for people to go through and learn. It's not like D&D. So the rules are going to be, they're going to take a little bit for us all to get used to.
Yeah. But the important thing is that people kind of learned how things work, then, they'll get there. Honestly, battle systems take me a while to get used to, so it's, totally understandable. Even D&D confused me for a long time. But yeah. So, experience-wise, though, essentially, to go over your options, if you would look at your cards at the top of your sheets, of course, they'll show you all the moves that you can learn. And anything with a number can be obtained with experience at any time. Of course, the better the move, the more experience it costs. Of course, just getting moves wouldn't necessarily be useful because your moves run off your stats, so you might also want to consider upping your stats. And the orange sheet here, next to the mat, will explain how to up stats. To go over it one more time. The attribute stats, Strength, Dex, Vitality, Special, and Insight, they cost 10 times the current score. That means if you have 2 points put into Strength, for instance, then getting a 3rd Strength point would cost 20 experience. A 4th point of Strength would cost 30, etc. Social attributes are awarded when buying a point linked in, and basically what that means is if, say, I bought a point in Strength, then I would also give myself a point in Tough, because that is the linked attribute stat. In addition, you can also buy skills, if that is the Fight Survival Contest. A new one costs 6 experience, while a new skill? Yeah, I guess new skills cost a discount rate of 6. That's actually interesting. I think I forgot that. And if you are trying to upgrade a skill, it costs 8 times its current score.
I want to point out that the skills are and they're labeled Fight, Contest, Survival.
Yep.
Those are your skills, and specialties are the Brawl, Channel, and so on.
Yes, and then specialties are the big list of smaller ones. Those cost 6 for a new one, and then 6 times its current score for additional points. And then lastly, you can also buy Will, but that's a system that DMs kind of have to choose themselves, whether or not Will's purchasable and how much is purchasable. Will is basically your, well, we've discussed Will before. It kind of keeps you going if in critical situations, or you can sometimes spend it on doing a really dramatic action that would cost, that would be impossible otherwise. So Will's one of those special situations. I haven't really seen people in my game buy Will for the most part, so we've been mostly focused on the other stuff, but yeah.
It helps when you have bad luck on dice rolls.
Oh, I also
does.
The card doesn't state this, but I do believe you can also purchase points into Logic and Instinct, but they are prohibitively expensive. I want to say they're 50 experience
50.
each. Yeah.
They are 50 experience each. I recommend not buying them, unless you want to make it really difficult.
Yeah.
Unless you want to make it really difficult for you.
Oh, oops! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lyndon. I was panning around and I accidentally clicked your size box and changed your size dialog. Sorry about that. One problem about these sheets, I've seen it happen before. Sometimes you can accidentally click a box and type in it. Yeah. So yeah, sorry about that. I'll get that back for you. If I can look up, was it the default Trubbish?
Yeah, 0.6 meters or 2 foot.
I'll type that back in for you.
Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, I always just make sure, usually I make sure to click on a neutral part of the table before trying to pan my camera around. Or just, yeah. Sometimes, though, you click in the wrong place. It happens.
It does happen.
But yeah, so, I guess we could go down the line if people want to be organized and explain what they want to spend on. Basically, I guess, I would suggest, Blue, somebody can call out if they think they're ready to spend and tell us what they want to do.
Yes, I was going to ask, just let me know when you're ready to spend, and we'll go from there.
The last important thing to say is, if you look at your little Pokemon Dex sheet above your character sheet, there is a limit to how many points in Strength, Dex, Vitality, Special, and Insight you can buy, based on your Pokemon. For instance, if you look at Trubbish, they can buy up to 4 Strength, because after the white dots indicates your max for that for your current
Yeah.
Pokemon forms. So that's the only limitation. As far as I know, though, when it comes to buying Fight Survival Contest or Brawl Through Perform, you can buy as much as you want. It doesn't really matter.
And
So-
I say,
Oh.
I know what I want to buy. I just don't know if I have the stuff to buy everything that I want to buy.
Okay, tell me
Alright, then,
what are you interested
Let's
in?
make a list.
Because I'm wanting to up my fight, up my brawl, and up my channel.
Fight, Brawl,
Uh,
and Channel. Okay. 1 point each, or...
I want to try if I can and upgrade brawl twice, but I'm not sure if I have enough. That's why I
Alright,
was.
then.
Okay.
We're gonna pull out a calculator. This is where calculators come in handy.
Alright, I'll give you the numbers and you can just type it in.
Very well. So you want to upgrade Fight once, Brawl twice, and Channel once, correct?
Yes, my fight is currently 2, so if I'm
How many
right,
points would that be, Tarum?
That's going to be 8
Yep.
times 2, or 16.
Alright. 16
So-
minus, Brawl once?
Brawl
Channel
twice?
Brawl-
So,
No, we're gonna
oh yeah, he's...
technically,
Yeah.
we have to go through buying it once, then buying it
Oh,
again.
yeah.
So,
Though,
Yeah, we
it
gotta
is...
go.
Okay, it's actually pretty easy, though, with Brawl. The first point is 6, and then the second point is 6 times current score. So the first point 6, the second point is 6 times 1, which is 6. So you see,
Right.
the first 2 points are actually the same cost in that, so...
alright then, and then so they're
Well-
all... Okay.
No, it would be 6. At least the way I'm looking at this, it's 6 and then 8 times 1. So the first point is 6, and then the second point would be 8.
He's purchasing a specialty, not a skill. That's 6 times, not 8 times.
Okay, which ones are skills and which ones are specialty?
Alright, to go over this
Specialties
again...
are the small Brawl, Channel, Clash, Evasion, Alert,
So
Athletic,
those are the
and so on.
specialties?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, specialties
Okay,
is the
okay.
is the giant list of what is that? 12 skills. Yeah, specialties are the 12 things, and then yeah, fight survival contests are skills, and then the main stats are attributes.
Okay.
The way I would imagine it is like it takes skill in order to apply your specialty.
Okay.
And basically, how the reason there's categories is your main stats are going to always be used for whatever you're doing, pretty much, for the most part, when it comes to like move cards and stuff. While fight survival contests are a little more specialized, and then brawl through perform are super specialized. But of course, they are important. All of these are important for different moves, for different things you're doing, social things you do. Like, oh, I want to try to convince this person of something. All right, roll your perform. You know, so. Stuff, you know, depending on how you want to build your character, depending on what you want them to do, besides just their moveset, you want to consider through that. So, anyways, let's go over this again. So, you wanted to buy a third point fight, and that was, like I said, 16. And then he wanted to buy 2 points into brawl, which was
Which
6, and then 6 times 1, so that's 12 on top of the 16,
And then minus 6 more for Channel, right?
and then 6 more for channel. Yeah.
Alright, Lyndon, you would have 16 experience left.
Okay.
You Would you like to buy a move?
Yeah, I was gonna say, am I able to get up to double slap, or would I have to choose lower ones?
No, you're allowed to go up to double slap. There is no restrictions on what the order is to buy, unlike in 2.0.
Yeah, you don't have to buy them in order. You can go bounce around
Okay.
if you want.
If you want double slap,
Speaking... Sorry.
go on. No, go on, Zim.
Speaking of double slap, I think I realized the point of the point of them having the way, the way they've got things set up right now
Multi-hit.
with the multi-hit moves. The reason why they have, if you're wanting to make multiple attacks in your turn, you do them at the end of the round, is because the multi-hit moves allow you to do all of those hits in your turn instead of having to split it up. Okay, one during your turn and then the rest at the end of the round. So while it is more to keep track of, I feel like we should stick with that ruling.
You wanting multiple actions done at the end of the round?
The extra ones, yeah.
However, here's the issue though. That's for standard multi-actions. These are successive actions, and as said by the sheet,
Those, yes, the ones that are like double slap, those ones would, of course, take place in your turn all at the same time. That is what makes them special, is that you get to do them all at once instead of, okay, you slap them once, and now to keep slapping them, you have to wait till the end of the round. No, you just keep doing it right there. Because last week you were saying that we just, okay, it's my turn, so I'm going to use Ember and then bite.
Right on.
Right, could you give me a quick promote so I can copy cards?
Sure thing.
Thank you.
And then when you get a chance, my turn. But yeah, I can understand it. I have seen a system do it before, or a campaign do it before. So you're wanting to try multi-actions with the multiple actions done at the end of the round.
If you're using a different move, yes. So, like, on my turn, I use Ember. Then at the end of the round, I use Bite.
Alrighty then. We can definitely try that.
I mean, that's the way it's listed as working in the book.
I'm actually trying to see. I believe I asked Carcerus what his opinion on it was, because what the weird thing is, we've done 90 freaking 3+ hour sessions of our Pokerole game, yet we've never actually run into a multi-hit move. So we never had this discussion, and I believe he gave me some advice. I'm trying to look this up now.
It's fine. Go look it up.
But basically, the discussion here is effectively how we when we calculate, right? That's what the discussion is, right? When do we calculate a consecutive move, a successive action, as it's called? And I believe, let me go to the book page itself. That's page 58. Are we on that right now? No, we're not. Yeah, we are actually. Okay. I do believe the book doesn't explain it very well, or simply doesn't give enough information to really go like, all right, but so yeah, like it gives an example without actually defining it before giving the example or after. Zim, could you? So you want to calculate everything all at once? Now calculating all at once. That's what you basically want to do, right? Or have
no, just for the. No, I'm saying for only the moves that hit multiple times, like double slap. I think bullet seed is another. Things like that. That they hit 2 to 5 times.
Successive action moves.
Those are something that would be all calculated in your turn, whereas, like I said before, where my turn comes up as Razor, I use Ember on my turn. Then I would have to wait till everybody else below me has gone to then do a bite in the same round. Which, from what I understand, is how the book has it written.
So the book is... Wait, hold on. Are you saying that in a combat round, you can only do one move? If you want to do another move, you gotta wait for everybody else first? That is definitely not how we've played Pokerole.
Yep, you do it very different. I don't know. I need to go find it in the thing, but it's definitely in the core book somewhere.
I've read it myself, and yeah, it is where technically you're supposed to say, I'm going to be doing this, and then you do it at the end of the round.
Another thing to point out is that the book says you declare your actions at the start of the round, and then every action plays out.
Oh, geez. That...
I don't care for that so much.
I more prefer the idea of reacting off of what other people are doing rather than saying, this is all going to happen. Then you just hit the play button, you sit back, and it just happens. Like, it sounds
like
really
a standard RPG.
Boring and disengaged.
Old style.
But yeah, the move thing, the way we do it is simply, you can use as many moves as you want if it's your turn. You just have to say when your turn's over. The only bad thing about using more than one move is that every move gets a penalty, -2 to the accuracy roll. So the more you do, the worse you'll do, and the worse position you'll put yourself into, for dodging and stuff, because then you have the minuses on dodging, minuses on clashing. So You put yourself more and more in a vulnerable position the more you push yourself in your round. You can push yourself as much as you have dice to push yourself with, but it's maybe not always be a good idea. I'm surprised that, so Pokerole as a core system for, I'm assuming we're not talking 2.0 here, but 1.3 does
Yes,
not
1.3.
actually. So 1.3 insists upon you using only one action per turn, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
That's weird because there was the penalty system that we are using. We adapted that from
Well,
something in the book.
It still has the penalty
So
system.
we're talking about the full round. Just to clarify, is everybody's turns.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we go through everybody's turn. Everybody gets their one action on their turn. And then at the end, everybody can do more actions. And we just go through the same turn order before the next round starts.
I see one thing, though. One very important thing to note that Dano just said. It's for trainers. Some of this stuff is specifically more designed for, well, a trainer battle. Tell your Pokemon to do things and watching it play out. This is
You
maybe
have
not the
one.
best system to use for PMD.
I
Oh,
think
should we just not have the successive actions thing at all? Or...
I
Well,
think-
here's the rub. Here's where I'm getting confused. Why does this make successive actions impossible to use? Like, I'm trying to actually understand. I have yet to fully grasp how successive actions work, though I do have a person in my audience that said the Typer had a multi-hit move during the fight with him the beer, which was a number of episodes back. Fair enough. Does anybody remember how Carcerus handled that multi-hit situation in my audience? If you remember, please let me know, because I remember it going smoothly. However, multi-hit was handled in our with how we played it in that case, because I don't even remember it happening. And if the multi-hit move we had used in that game hit a snake, I would have probably remembered it. But that being said, if we look at successive actions, I still don't completely understand how they are meant to... Like, it's written poorly, in my opinion, in the book. It's just straight up written poorly. And I don't fully grasp... It feels like a math problem which has not been explained to me correctly, which is the sort of math problem I'll never learn how to solve.
Okay, so taking what I am saying...
Yeah.
Using the same initiative that we had last time.
Yeah, which the card
where
is right here on the
Razor
table.
is second to... Yeah.
So.
Razor is second from the bottom. So my turn comes up. I use Ember. Then Colby would get to use a move or do an action. And then after Colby, then we start from the top, and anybody wants to do a second action can do so, and then it comes back to Razor, and then Razor does Bite.
But that's a whole new round, so of course you can use another move at that point.
It's not technically...
Well, it's not
Thank you very much for that raid, Direct. I will get to you in just a moment, though. Sorry. Thank you for that follow as well. So the way I understand the book as written is that the new round does not start until after everybody's done all of their successive actions. Which, going back to like moves like Double Slap, the ones that hit multiple times in a turn, they are made special because they don't have to wait till the end of the turn. They can just pelt you 3 times or 2 to 5 times in their one turn.
Like a 1-2-3 combo.
Yeah.
May I? Okay, so I got a bit of more information. Yeah, here's the problem. Here's the real problem. For all the homebrew stuff that I was using, as well as just the stuff we were using for PMD because we don't have trainers, and thus we're setting up in advance how things work because it's acting out more viscerally, more directly. Successive actions is basically not written for PMD. That's the simple rub. It's not written for a PMD system. And the good news is, I can suggest something for successive actions because, thank you very much, Wolf, and those also who commented. Some people filled me in because some people have a better memory of my own Pokerole game than I do, and they explained how apparently the multi-hit move worked. So apparently, when we were fighting this boss that had a multi-hit move, I don't remember what it was, but how he hit each time but with reduced accuracy, similar to how we do successive actions, and he can choose a target for each hit. So basically what we did for multi-hit was first roll, no accuracy penalty, and he gets to pick a target. Second roll, -2 accuracy penalty, gets to pick a target, and so on and so forth. It was just it was basically treated like using 2 different moves in the same turn. It was using the same effective system as we've always used for when we fight. Remember, if you guys remember this fight that we just did, some of you guys used more than one action in a turn, more than one attack, but you got a -2 penalty for each additional action, for each additional thing you did. Basically, the multi-hit move would behave the same way. It would be treated as if it was multiple attacks. But obviously, it's one attack being called multiple times, basically. So that's how that was handled, and apparently, let's see. There's also, there is a restriction. There's another restriction where you can't use the same move twice till the next round comes around, which effectively a multi-hit move would basically get around that restriction, because it's basically you calling the same move multiple times. The only thing that I see is as a confusing thing, even for the book's way of handling it, even for the way of like the core rulebook trainer battle way, what exactly defines how many actions the successive actions can use? It's from 2 to 5 actions, I guess, based on the symbol. I think it's just the symbol on the card, right?
Based on the symbol on the card.
So I guess it's unlike the games where if you use double slap in the games, you don't know if it's going to hit 2 times, 5 times, 3 times, 4 times. You don't know how many times it's going to hit. But I guess in the case of how Pokerole uses it, the icon either indicates it's going to hit twice or it's going to hit 5 times, and it's just going to hit that many times.
Let's say it's up to, depending on how big your dice pool is, and it is kind of like the game, because the moment you miss once, it stops rolling.
So, I personally, I would suggest just going off a double slap, which I put on Lyndon's sheet if you guys want to look at it. I would suggest how we handle it is if Lyndon were to use it, he rolls his accuracy with a -2, since this move starts with a -2. That's what the symbol on there says. So it starts with -2. So he'd roll Dex Fight, roll -2. And then he would attack somebody with it, and then he would roll it again with a -4, and so on and so forth till he runs out of dice. And or we could use a different system where the -2 penalty exists from the beginning, but maybe he doesn't add a -2 for each use of it, since it's a successive move. That's another way it could be handled.
I would say that would probably be the better way to do it.
Since it already starts with a -2, that might be more fair.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like
kind of leaning... Sorry.
I don't like how it says if you're using multiple actions, you are automatically reduced if starting from your first roll. I don't like that.
Yeah, I think that's why, we did a variation of that then. Oh, that explains a lot. I was wondering to myself, why is it that all the successive action moves start with a -2? It's because since it's a successive action, they immediately penalize the first use of the move, the first move used. While in our game, we don't do that. If in my game, somebody used Ember and Tackle in the same turn, the first move of which they chose wouldn't get a -2, but the second one would. The -2 applies to the second move onwards, since you are starting to exhaust yourself. You're starting to push yourself, doing more in that round than just one thing. So that first thing shouldn't be penalized. It shouldn't be in a case of exhaustion at that point. So here's what I would suggest for successive actions then. Maybe, since assuming that everybody wants to allow the homebrew of you could use multiple actions in your turn, in that single round while it is focused upon you, you can use multiple actions, but you get that -2 penalty for the second, -4 penalty for the third, etc. And that also affects your rolls for dodging, clashing, etc., which I think is a fair penalty. I don't think anybody argue with that as a system. I mean, feel free to argue if you don't like it, of course. But if that system is good for everybody, then what I would suggest for successive action moves, maybe their special attribute is they do start with the -2 accuracy, but that it doesn't go -4, -6, -8 for multiple hits. It's -2 accuracy for all the hits. And to determine the number of hits, just roll a die first. Before rolling accuracy, roll a die and see how many hits you get. Then roll the accuracy for each hit.
I don't like the.
Or just
rolling
roll the
die
accuracy
first.
once. Okay, you don't like the idea. See, I was just thinking, like, one thing that also bothers me is, like, well, these moves are technically supposed to hit a variable number of times. How do you determine the variable?
I prefer
kinda-
the
I kinda
accuracy
like that.
being. I prefer the accuracy being rolled for each hit, and all
Okay.
of them being the -2.
I mean, they are
instead
six.
of
They are
increasing.
multiple hit. They are multiple hits, so each strike should have a potential chance to miss. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say each one is the -2.
Okay.
And otherwise, I'm kind of leaning towards not. It's feeling very complicated to have the multiple actions thing. And then, like, maybe bosses could use it, but for normal, us and other wild Pokemon, maybe we should just lean to one action, and then you also get your reaction thing and such, kind of like D&D does it. You get one action, maybe one bonus action, so you could possibly use 2 moves, and then of course a reaction.
I do kind of like that. Well, you get one action. You are allowed to also clash or dodge once per round, one of each.
Well, just one of, not one of each, just one. You pick either one. I would say.
we can try
I'm
that
not.
out.
I mean, I guess you guys could do whatever. I'm not in the main campaign. I don't really agree with the system, but I mean, you guys can definitely do it that way if everybody's in agreement on that. Aside from me and stuff, that's totally fine. I don't know. I realize that multi-hit moves have created a bit of a frustration moment for the idea of using multiple attacks and adding a -2 penalty to the second and etc. action that you take in a single round. I realized that it seemed like everybody was cool with that last session, but with the idea of successive action moves, I feel like that's causing some problems. I personally think that it could be solved by, like I said, I think the way I would use it in that system that that successive action system for all moves, for all actions. I think the way I would treat a single move that hits multiple times is I would just give it that -2 accuracy right off the bat and for every roll. And its strength is the fact that it doesn't stack up minuses for every strike, unlike every other move would if you tried to combo them together. I feel like that's the strength I would give a successive action move like double slap. And other moves like it, but that's my thoughts.
We put multiple options out here. So, Rygon, which one are you preferring? And then, of course, everybody else, which option are you preferring?
Kind of like in the variable die, when it comes to multi-slap, I feel like it's one of those moves that could be abused. So for me personally, I would want to go for the option that presents the least possibility of it being abused.
The big concern that I have with something like double slap is the fact that it could hit up to 5 times, and every one of those is a guaranteed 1 damage. And when we are dealing with a campaign where 5 HP is
A lot.
we could be one shot by it.
Then how about this? How about it doesn't have a guarantee 1 damage? It's the multi-moves like that are the only ones that you cannot do plink damage with.
I think that it might
I
be.
like the idea of them all being lumped together.
The anti-abuse is why I suggested rolling a die to see how many times it hits. So it's not just, for instance, otherwise double slap always hits 5 times, and I just don't really think that.
Exactly, and that's why I like that. I like that it's a risk and reward sort of a move. You can use it, but you also risk essentially wasting a move as well.
I say I liked the idea we did, or the way we did it last week, where it is okay, it hit 5 times or 3 times, whatever. Now all of that damage is added up, then we subtract the defense, whatever, and that's the final damage that then gets the so it'll still do some damage guaranteed, like everything else. Well, if it hits. But
Lumping the
can
damage
see
roll
that.
for a successive action move does seem to make sense. I think the accuracy rolls being individual and you rolling a die for your RNG chance of how many times you're hitting is smart. But rolling the damage together as one thing would be kind of fair, admittedly, because then you could apply. Because and also it would be fair for in both circumstances. One, you're not applying endless amounts of plink with however many hits you're doing. It's just one plink effectively at most. But also it allows defense to come into play in a fairer way, where it's not completely nullifying each hit and it's all being added together. So that could work. That could work. It depends on. I don't know how it would feel though. It'd have to be played to be tested. The one thing I want to say, I know that Zim is pretty big on the idea of one move per turn, and not being able to chain them. Okay, that's fair. The only thing I caution on that is that you might find battles to be more dynamic if you're allowed to go ahead and I want to do this and then I want to do that. Because if you're not allowed to do the other thing, if you can only do this but you can't do this as well in a turn, then it eliminates possibilities like combinations that would be inventive and creative for a battle situation, or even just outside of battles. You can combo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
If you can only do a single attack, a single action per round, again, I think that's fine. You can do it that way. I just think it might be less dynamic and might be less creative.
You make a very good point.
Here's what I like to say about this. Having one action or move per round at the start of a campaign when all your stats are low are really easy. When you have more stats, and where technically multi-action is a lot more done, then you could do stuff like dynamic combos.
I'd also like to point out on that subject what you just said. You guys may have noticed that some of you tried to do multi-attacks in a single turn, or multi-actions in a single turn, in that last battle we had last session. You might have noticed it was pretty hard because our dice pools were pretty low, so that -2 penalty immediately takes a pretty big effect on your accuracy rolls. But nonetheless, you still could get a few out here and there. But then you guys also noticed, as a group, you guys may have also noticed that that affected, oh, now you got attacked, now you don't have dice to dodge with because of that. So you saw that, I called the exhaustion mechanic. This multi-action thing that we homebrewed, it's effectively an exhaustion mechanic. And what's interesting about it is, you may notice it was pretty limited when that last battle, but I will say this, speaking as somebody who's played a game with 90 episodes long where we've gotten stronger, the stronger we get, the more dice pool we have to work with, the more penalties we can deal with and still do things with. Effectively, it meant that as we got stronger, we got less exhausted. We got more endurance, and that exhaustion mechanic was something we could play around with more and more the stronger we got, which I think makes sense if Pokemon are getting better and more skilled and more used to battle, getting more exercise, getting more athletic, effectively.
I agree with Charm on this.
I think the system worked really well. Because you feel the growth, you feel your character getting stronger. Because then, you can start doing more interesting things, chaining things together, putting that risk reward out there of using the exhaustion mechanic to your benefit. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Again, if you don't want to use it, that's totally fair. But I just wanted to make a case for it.
So, I would like to pitch out that the multi-action I think is nice, but at a low level. It's like trying to do high-end skills when you're a low-level character. It's really difficult.
I might suggest this, actually. The easiest thing I might suggest is maybe, at least for this pre-campaign, why don't we just not do multi-hit? It's not a great mechanic to introduce the battle system with when you're trying to learn other stuff. It kind of feels like teaching somebody an advanced move before teaching them the basic moves in a game or something.
I'm liking listening to that. I like the idea of the being able to do multiple actions and doing the exhaustion mechanic. I am liking that more now.
It really did guide I do want to say for our players, it really did guide some people's choices when it came to how they spent their experience. They were like, well, I kind of want to have more accuracy available here so that I can maybe combo this thing. It actually affected the player choices on how people spend on their stat sheets and stuff. I really saw it. It was functional. It was interesting, and it made players think about how they wanted to build their characters. So that's why I feel pretty strongly about it.
Real quick, let me take a moment here and thank the reader.
Yes, go ahead.
I am so sorry that I delayed it so long, Direct. This is a bit of a different kind of session than we normally have here, but thank you so much for that raid. I didn't want to shout you out because it automatically brings up a clip from you, and I didn't want to interrupt things with, or at least it's supposed to. Why is it not? Okay, well, it's supposed to bring up a clip. Anyways, thank you so much for that raid, Direct, and yeah, welcome on in, everybody. We are doing our pre-campaign of Starlight Expeditions Pokerole. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon campaign that we're starting. So let's get back into the game here a bit more. So yeah, after listening to everything, I like the idea of the multiple attacks of that system being done with the exhaustion mechanic. I guess, like you said, what makes the multi-hit moves special is that while they start at a lower accuracy, they don't constantly lose that accuracy.
Mm-hmm. I would say that that's how I would do multi-hit. Effectively, they start with an immediate negative on accuracy, but they play differently with the exhaustion mechanics. You don't get exhausted hitting them over and over again with it. You don't get more exhausted per se. Also, I actually, thinking about it more, Zim, your thought pattern on how you didn't like multi-actions, that's actually really valid, because after explaining it, I just realized this is a system that feels better and better the stronger your characters get. At the start of the game, you won't really feel it, and it might just feel like it's in the way, but the stronger you get, the more it clicks. The more it feels like something that you're growing with, you know? So the start of the game is probably at its least useful stage, and it feels the most unnecessary, like, oh, this just doesn't, why is this even here? But the stronger you get, the more dice pulls you get for your accuracy rolls, the more you can start messing around what you're doing. The more moves you get, the more accuracy you have to work with, the more you can experiment. The more you can think about, like, okay, well, maybe I'll save, maybe I won't increase this penalty more because, this boss is going to probably do something mean. I want to be able to dodge this. And the exhaustion mechanic also makes bosses more threatening, but also gives you openings with them. So,
yeah, part of my why I was bringing this up was the concern, like after last week, where that those multi-hit actions, especially, just instant one-shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a concern. I definitely don't want... Multi-hit actions could very easily be abused, because it's all a homebrew system, so we gotta think, like, how is... for this stuff. So we have to think, like, how does this multi-hit move work, considering that we can hit multiple times with multiple moves in a turn with this homebrew.
And if they're all guaranteed the chip damage, you hit 5 times, and I've got I don't think any of us have more than 5 HP right now.
I think
some of us, I think, have less.
I'm seeing what you're saying, Zoro. We'll do that in a second too. We'll switch over to each person. Sorry we take it so long with you, Lyndon.
Yeah, no worries. I was just going to suggest for a move like double slap, or that has more than one hit, you could just flip a coin for every time you're going to make a hit, and a 1 is a hit, a 2 is not. And that gives you a 50-50 chance of actually landing more than one hit.
That makes more sense than rolling a die, because the die would have an unnecessary 6 on it that wouldn't apply to anything. That makes more sense, yeah. How about this then? Double slap has a chance. Okay, what if we started? Here's what I'm suggesting for excessive actions now. What if we started by having the player, like Lyndon, like, oh, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, you're using double slap. Well, that can happen to 5 times. Flip this coin and every time you land on heads, you hit, and like you hit it 5. Yeah, flip it 5 times and see what we get, basically.
Yeah,
I can see that. I think this is probably...
I'm okay with the accuracy, just, rolling accuracy for 5 times or 3 times or whatever it is.
Yeah, rolling accuracy...
And then we just lump the damage together.
That's what I was thinking, too. I think it makes the most sense with the other systems we have in play, especially the homebrew, to have the strength, the damage pool is a pool. It's literally pulled together from all the rolls that were previously done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can clash it as 1. We can... I mean, granted, you can hit multiple targets with it, which means all of us would have to clash, or whatever. But either way, I like that idea of all of the damage going to one target gets lumped together.
Let's run a quick simulation, if you don't mind, guys. Just because let's just do a test attack to see how this feels.
Playtesting is something I was gonna suggest eventually, but didn't want to bring it up right now.
All right. Blue, go ahead and just present a foe. Just present a foe with a certain set of defense stats, something we can work with, a legitimate Pokemon of some sort. Doesn't matter what.
All right then. Give me a moment to go up and look at my stats. Skill stats. Who has terrible stats? Terrible defenses. I'm looking for someone with like 2 or 1 defense. Come on.
Also, we could just say this Pokemon has 2 defense. This nondescript Pokemon we're rolling against has 2 defense, and we can just work off that. So
yeah, very much.
Okay.
That probably could be the best because everyone has definitely more than one.
All right, we'll say we're combating off of a 2 defense. This Pokemon is not going to dodge. We're combating off of 2 defense. All right. So Lyndon, you would start by flipping the coin 5 times, and every heads you get is a accuracy roll you could do, an attack you could do. So flip that coin 5 times.
That's not what I want to do. I want to. There we go.
So heads.
I don't know.
I kept pressing the wrong button.
I don't like the coin.
The coins are kind of shit, aren't they?
It's very easy to manipulate, by the way.
Actually, wait a minute.
Does anybody have a 1d5?
I just say we. I mean, why do we need a 1d?
Oh shit!
What is going on?
Just ignore it.
Did you push a button?
Yeah, I was looking through something else and.
Did you hit Control Z or?
It wasn't me.
No, I pressed on a dice thing.
That's fine. I don't think it actually changed. I don't think it actually changed anything.
That didn't.
I don't like the idea of the dice. I just say roll, or the coin. I just say roll an accuracy with -2.
I agree. So here's what I like to say. I like the penalty action of the exhaustion, especially on multi-hit moves. So you would roll it at a -2 first, because you know that's the accuracy -2. Then you roll it with the -2 on the move, and then the -2 for multi-action.
No.
That's
very well then.
I was going to say double slap with the system we were having in play. The idea that I think everybody was pretty fond of was, unlike every other move, where if you use multiple moves, you start building up -2, -4, -6 accuracy. A move like double slap immediately starts with -2, but all of its attacks don't have anything worse. It's always -2, and that's it. And that's the advantage of a successive action attack. It's designed to not further exhaust you for every.
So I honestly hate to be that guy.
Oh, it's fine, Regan.
But could we go ahead and set the multi-slap, multi-action, whatnot to the side for later, so we can kind of run maybe through this dungeon? Most because we're kind of operating on limited time, and I feel like this topic is maybe taking a bit longer than it needs to.
Okay.
All right.
Could I run the simulation real fast?
Sure.
Or
I mean,
actually, Charm, you make the decision. This is your thing right now.
Okay. If we have a D5, that would speed this up, but we don't need it.
Sorry, I meant. Sorry, Charm. I meant Blue.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
My opinion right now. A cool suggestion. After this pre-campaign, we can do Thursdays for like discussing things about the rules and playtesting them.
Okay.
To help iron out before the main campaign. An idea, but that's it. Right now, I do agree. Move double slap or multi-hit moves off to the side, and don't worry about it.
Lyndon.
And just continue.
All right, Lyndon. Have your 14 experience back. Don't buy the multi-hit move. Buy something else. How's that?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll just change it to acid spray.
Okay.
So I'll just take two more experience.
It's all your fault, Lyndon. No, it's fine.
Actually,
because I chose.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Acid spray is at what level?
12.
12
okay.
Yeah,
Experience.
you can buy it. Yep. All right, perfect. All right, moving on.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
I
I hate to say this, but there's also levels. But when you spend,
I don't want to worry about them right now. Let's not worry about them. They are just they're just a badge that mean nothing.
Actually, certain moves do use them. That's why I bring it up. But that's all.
I don't think we're running into any of those moves.
Probably not. Just keep them in mind for your full campaign, please.
Okay.
They might come
Very
up.
well. Moving on. All right then. Zoroark wished to increase his vitality to upgrade his vitality by 2. Which would be 20 for the first buy, and then 30 for the second buy, which would be 50 total. Is my math correct? Should be.
Vitality point. What points of vitality is he buying?
2 points total.
And what is he starting with? I mean,
2 points.
so he's buying the third and fourth point, is what you mean?
Yep. So it would be 20 points and then 30 points.
Yep, that is
and
correct.
30 EXP, 50. I just want people to double check my math. Yes,
Yep.
I'm good at math.
That is correct.
Somebody
20,
double check.
20 and 30. So that's for Dex?
No, that's for vitality.
Vitality. Okay, yeah, so he's buying... That's all you can buy, though, Zoro. Just vitality, because that's all your experience at that point.
And that
So-
is fine
Yeah,
too, right?
Yeah, that's fine with me. That
Okay.
Alright, very well then. I would also like to point this out. This increases your HP by
It does.
2.
It does indeed.
So you now have 7 HP.
Also,
Does
you do get 2 points of beauty as well now. So
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah,
That was
that also
beautiful.
applies to Lyndon. Whatever points you bought, you get 1 more point into if you didn't do it already.
And he
the
didn't buy an
social stat.
attribute.
Nope.
He bought fight and
Oh,
specialties.
that's right.
No attributes.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Moving on. Does anyone else have their decisions made?
I
think
do.
so. Go
I
ahead.
do. Octo, go on
Yeah.
ahead.
All right, so I spent an extra point into vitality, so that should be 10 from what I math correctly. This is like
Yep.
You have 1 point of vitality right now?
Yep.
Yeah, only 1 point of
It's
vitality.
1 times 10, so. 10.
yeah, so
Yep.
that would be 10. Okay, so yeah,
What
I'd also
the-
put in 1 point into brawl, 2 point into channel, and then 1 point in evasion, and then I spent 5 for a new move, which is life leech, and I should have 5 left over.
Alright then, let me calculate this. 15 minus the 10 minus... You're buying 2 points into brawl? That's 12?
No, 1
Right.
point to brawl.
1 point into brawl? Okay, that's 6. You're buying 2 points into channel, right?
Yes.
Something, okay. Minus 6. And then into evasion, right?
Yes.
Alrighty then. That should be 16, and you're buying, what move?
A life leech.
Life Leech, that is 5. My calculations say you have 11.
Okay.
Here's my calculation.
Did you put in the vitality one, or?
Yes. 50 minus
Okay.
10 for the vitality, minus 12
Okay.
because 6, and then 6 times 1 for
Okay.
channel.
I'm trying to remember where I put the other one at.
Brawl, then Clash, and then, yeah. So you have 11 points left.
Okay.
You probably bought another specialty. Oh, wait, did you say survival?
Probably.
No,
Or
no,
no.
3
I don't think I
points.
did, no.
No, 3 points to fight survival contest is default, so we didn't. Wait, what
Okay.
were you by? Oh, you were doing this while we were talking, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So let's go over this again. What did you buy?
Oh, he
Okay.
bought Dex. Did you go on? Sorry.
Okay, 1 point into vitality, so that'd be 10.
Uh-huh.
2 points into channel.
6, then 6 times 1 is 12.
Then 1 point into brawl.
Minus 6.
Okay, and 1 into evasion.
Alright, minus 6 more.
Okay. And then I bought life leech.
And Life Leech was 5 points.
Yeah, it's over here. Put it over here.
I have 11. My
Okay.
math says 11.
11 left.
Alright,
11 left. You say?
11 left, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Also- I'm taking away, you also have extra points in Dexterity and Special.
Does he?
Yes, he's
Oh,
supposed to
yeah,
have 2,
those-
not 3.
Oh, no, those were from...
Buffs?
No,
No,
not boss.
no,
I can't remember.
oh,
was
wait,
before this
wait,
session.
wait. I just gave him those points. I just gave him those points because he bought them, didn't he? Wait, hold
Like,
on.
the 2 in dexterity, and the 3 in dexterity and special, those are from before, like, the session.
Oh,
Why did you have them before session? They probably got buffed. I think. Why did
Okay.
you have 3?
real fast. Should you say one more time what points you bought just now in your strength, dex, fight, special insight?
Okay, well, I put in 1 point of vitality,
1 point of vitality, 2 points.
yeah, then 2 points in the channel,
Okay.
yeah, 1 point of brawl,
Yeah.
1 point in evasion,
Okay.
and then then I
Leech Life.
bought Life Leech. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And the other two, Vitality, I think like the other two, like the third point in Dexterity and the third in Special, that was from before we even started our last session.
So that was just wrong the whole time then.
That was that was wrong the entire time.
I'm just-
that is
Okay.
Yeah.
on me for not noticing.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought we had it to where it's like we left our stats like.
That was
Or, like-
when we were doing 2.0 stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So, yeah,
you must have added. You must
okay.
have you must have retroactively added it to this character sheet as well, thinking that it still applied when it did.
Okay.
That's okay. We figured it
It's
out.
fine. It's it's fine now.
All right. So that is 20, and then you did the math. You did the math, right?
Yeah, he has because 1 point into Vitality from 1 point is 10.
Yeah.
New
10.
specialty is 6. New specialty in channel is 6. Then adding 1 is point times 6, which is 1, so 12 total.
10.
Then minus 6 from evasion,
22.
and then minus 5 from life leech, and he has 11.
Life Leech is cheap. All right. Yeah, 11.
Life Leech-
You want to buy Gust?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Buy Best.
Okay.
Yeah, buy a stab move. A stab move would be useful.
Yeah.
Hey, Rygon. Sorry if I caused you
Yes.
frustration.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm more worried about the viewers as well and their frustration.
Honestly, however, the pre-campaign doesn't really matter. I'm just really concerned about your main campaign and having it be an enjoyable experience.
Oh,
Fair
that'll just be
point.
something we'll all just kind of iron out as before we actually get into that.
Quite fair.
As
So
I'll,
it's definitely good to have these kind of discussions. It's just time and whatnot.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that in one of my campaigns, we did not have the best time, and it was on stream.
Actually, Rygon, would you like me to connect you to Carcerus, my DM, for a proper discussion?
That would actually be very excellent. Thank you.
Okay. Send me a friend request. Actually, let's see.
You send him a friend request.
Yeah, I could.
Uh,
Hold on.
You send him a friend request.
And
Alright,
we actually are friends. Never mind. I forgot we were.
all right.
I will.
Anyways,
I'm just gonna boop a
Go on.
message that way, and we can continue on.
Rygon
Alright.
or Zim or maybe even Charm if he hasn't touched his sheet yet. Have you guys decided on your stuff?
Oh God, I haven't thought about my thing at all. I've been busy with
Very
everything
well
else.
then.
I'm working on it.
Alrighty then.
Who's left?
Rygon,
Yeah.
Yes.
have you decided on what you're gonna buy?
I've decided on a few things, and I'm kind of just weighing out a few options, but I'd like to go through the shopping process.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So I'm thinking of grabbing a couple of channels, one brawl, and imprison as a move. So the imprison is 18.
Okay.
One
Uh-huh.
into channel and brawl each would be another 12, so that's what, 30?
Yeah, let me count it. So 12 minus 18. You have 20 left.
Yep, so 20 left.
I hate the way you do this math. I would just add up the actual number and then subtract later. But-
Welcome to calculator. I have a calculator. Everything shows. Do I need to pull up a webcam? I'm not making time to pull
no,
up
it's
my
fine.
webcam.
I just would do the math differently, so every time you calculate the number, I'm a little confused. It's fine.
It's fine. Listen, I was an AP calculus. I'm fine. Calculus
So-
is just derivatives.
Then I'd like to put one over, I believe, into special,
Was that
which
three
should be
point?
the
Was
remaining
that
20.
was that brawl channel twice?
I decided now that I heard it, I'll just put one into brawl, one into channel.
Okay.
All right. So you want to put a point in the special, which is currently 20, which would leave you at 0.
Yes.
Is that all you'd like to buy?
Well, that's all I can afford.
Very well then. You may add those points in.
All right, thank you much.
Oh, I may have forgotten Octo. You bought a point into vitality, right?
You might want to
Yeah.
make those.
Yeah, you get a
smaller
point.
or-
You also get a point in beauty then. For that.
Oh, also you get a
Okay.
point in cute, Rygon, because you're
Oh, yeah.
adorable.
Oh, thank you.
You look, he's adorable. Put him
Yes,
in the main
some
outfit.
moves do use those link stats, so it is important to remember to give them their dots.
Like how Baby Doll Eyes has. Never mind. Yes, Baby Doll Eyes goes off of cute. So you have increased cute.
Oh, yes.
See,
And
aren't
I
you
believe it.
adorable?
Just give me toast. Alrighty, so, and then I think I get in prison as well.
Yes, you get
Yes,
imprisoned
I
as
will
well.
get you that. Let's see. Prison is psychic. Okay. By the way, Blue, these 6 cards over here, are these duplicates or are these originals? I can't remember.
I have not touched those.
All right.
Do you want to make a duplicate to be safe?
I'll
We
just.
are fine
I
having
will.
duplicates in the Pokeball.
I'll check. Just need to remember which ball the psychic ball is.
I just make a duplicate and just go from there.
There.
Much easier than just searching and saying yes, 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 and such.
It's good. I'll handle it. I'll just. And Raygon. Here is it in prison.
Thank you much.
Wait a
I just
sec.
remember this move was
wait a
kind of
second.
OP in the
These-
game, so I want it.
Actually, I don't
Wait
remember
a second.
what it
No,
does.
no, these are not duplicates. These are not duplicates.
Okay.
I don't think they're duplicates. One moment. Let me, because I pulled them out because I was using them.
Ah,
Yeah,
you just straight pulled them out without copy. Okay.
Yeah, those are not duplicates.
See, I was like, I didn't pull these out, so I don't really know.
I didn't. It's that. Bleh. Don't worry about it. Shush.
It's okay.
We're dealing.
You just got. It's always best to put moves away when you're done with them, but it's all good. We didn't have much time at the end. Last time, I think.
No, we didn't.
Or delete them if they're duplicates.
Alright, don't delete them. Just put them in the stuff. Just put them in the bag.
Oh, no, I'm not deleting them. No.
Very well then. Now I will now ask the question again. Zim or Charm, have you figured out what you guys would like to buy?
Yes, I have bought a point of dexterity, a point in brawl, channel, and clash,
20.
He's already applied the
26,
points on his
26.
sheet.
and I'd also like helping hand, please.
How much is helping hand?
12.
Minus 12. Okay. And you only bought 1 point in your attributes being dexterity, correct?
Yes.
Alrighty then. That will leave you with. Alright then. Give me all your money, and you may have all those stuff.
Also, everyone, I would highly recommend that you, for keeping track of your experience, keep track of how much you have spent and how much you've had total.
Oh, you have a good point. I am now putting. Okay.
I know in a lot of the other games that use, experience points that you have to spend on things, it can get very complicated when you're like, wait a second, how many experience points did I have? If you just keep track of them, so yeah.
Yep,
Oh.
I'm now putting a /50 to each of your current EXP, so that way it's your total accumulated EXP.
I guess that's fine. It's kind of unnecessary in this game. We've never done that in our game. Keeping the here's the
I
amount
still
total,
highly recommend
but
it.
It's fine if you want to keep track of the overall experience you've gained. Yeah, that's totally fine. I just think it's just maybe not a necessary.
Just
number,
in case something comes up later where it's like, okay, did I actually spend those? Did I actually keep track of that?
I'd really love to
Granted,
know.
those other systems are primarily the other systems are ones where you get so much experience every session.
Oh yeah.
So literally just showing up to the session, you get 5 experience points. And so keeping track of that, it's like, okay, did I actually remember to add those session experience points, etc.?
That's fair.
I recommend, this is on player side, and maybe DM side if DM wants to do it too. Every player keeps a notepad of what they've spent their EXP on. Literally. Tell them how much EXP you've gained, and then stuff you've... It's like, your bank bill. Or... not bank bill, bank sheet, or something. It's something to keep track of.
Yeah, just what I wanted to do, taxes.
I know, right? Give your taxes to,
I mean, you could add extra paperwork in if you want to, I guess. I'm not really big on it, but...
But I do think that is a relatively good idea.
Though, it does keep
Mostly-
track. If there's a mistake made, you can double check with that. So
Exactly.
That's part
Because
of
I
what I
do
was
think-
saying, is making a mistake on accident, keeping track of the total amount you've accumulated. Also, like, if somebody misses a session and say we got experience, and I'm going to assume Rygon, that you're going to keep everybody to the same amount of experience points?
It kind of depends. During the not major sessions, like, the downtime between the major bits of the campaign, there is a potential that players might simply separate. So one could go do, like, say, an easy mission, and one could do a slightly harder mission. They will award different amounts of experience, so you could see something like that happen.
I'm gonna go BRB, fill up my water.
That's fair.
Charm is in charge of the sheet because, he's done this a while. I trust him.
Yeah. But I'm also on the side that it is player responsibility to keep track of their stuff. So that's why I'm on board with that players have to keep track of their experience points as well.
Okay. I'm upset. Because I just realized that one of the signature moves of Cubone is Boomerang, but guess what? It's a multi-hit move. Can't really think about that. Weirdly, though, it doesn't behave like the other ones, which makes it even more boggling. Oh, well.
Oh, gotta love how these systems are set up sometimes,
This one has a -1 on accuracy, which just is like, well, but all the others have -2. Why does this have -1? What does -1 mean? Alright, whatever. But yeah, so... Oh wait, no, it actually applies a different logic entirely. Hold on, I want to look at this real fast. So that's not a successive action move, is it? No, it is a double. Okay, it is. Alright. God, I hate the system. I mean, I guess I can blame my homebrew, but... We can blame the homebrew, sort of, but... Again, though, successive actions are kind of based on trainer battles, so it wasn't perfect in the first place. Well, in that case... Since we are outlawing Boomerang in this case, then I'll have to think about... To be fair, Bone Club's pretty solid in its own right.
I would imagine it is a very physical kind of move.
Yeah. Main reason I was interested in Boomerang is because of ranged option. But... Wish there was like a Boomerang Light where it just hit once, so we would avoid this issue.
But what about like a javelin? Javelin move.
Can I just throw the bone? Not all fancy Boomerang, just fucking unelegantly just chuck it.
No, because one of our players would probably go chasing after it.
Just don't say that someone's gonna say a line, I have a bone to pick with you.
Well, you said it.
Yep, congratulations, I'm the one who said it.
But it certainly tickled my funny bone.
And Bone Rush is successive act. Oh my god. Why is all the
Don't you love it, Charm? Don't you love it?
It's really amazing to me. It's
Your
only
worst
ever come up in one battle. I don't know if Cars essentially avoided it. He didn't, though, because the one time we did use it, everything went smoothly. So I don't remember how he did it specifically. My chat remembers some of it, but I'll bounce.
Just ask him.
I will ask to see if he's okay with just talking to Rygon. Because I need to ask him if he has time for that. But I think it'll probably be fine.
That's why I suggested that after this pre-campaign, we do like Thursday stuff where we go over the book and explain what we think about it. Like, this could be a topic, and we could spend the entire stream doing that. Something I would do.
This is fair. Maybe. I mean, I guess so, yeah. I feel like it would be hard.
Alright, let's
to
get back onto the experience, though, and get that stuff finished up.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Have you spent...
I was involved in everything else going on, so I didn't really have time to think about my character. And like I said, now I had some thoughts, and they're all fucking successive actions. I gotta think of something else now. Let's see. Why don't I get tackle? You'd think it would be here, but no. I wanted another physical move. I only have one. I guess headbutt. Actually, headbutt, yeah. Actually, that's the reason.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure for Cubone, it's either pound or headbutt for its version of tackle.
Isn't headbutt just a better tackle? I'll take that.
Yes, it flinches.
It's a better tackle, but it's the version... Like, pound, tackle, headbutt, all those I kind of consider basically the same.
Yeah, kind of are. Stomp.
My god, Jaffer's right.
Alright, I'll give you...
Pokemon game. Pokemon catching and Pokemon avatars. He's right.
I'll give you some numbers,
A
Blue.
triple Pokemon stream.
You can use your calculator.
I have calculator. Give me the money.
Okay, we're starting by headbutt costs 11.
Done.
All right.
Missed. No. Charum's other Pokerole game is not over.
Oh no, that's the first time I've heard somebody ask that. No. The other game isn't over. I'm just doing this as a side thing.
This is a side thing that's going to be here on my channel. I'm Razim. Just wanted to address that real quick on voice for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I mean, some people can only do, say, like, one thing, like one campaign or thing at a time, which is fair. But it's like, it would probably be a big deal and be talked about a lot.
All right, listen.
Moving-
I'm adding some more points.
Alright.
At 2 points into brawl.
12.
Mm-hmm. What's my number at? How much do I have left?
Let's see. So you bought headbutt and then 2 points to brawl. That's it?
That's it so far.
27.
27 left. Okay. I will buy a point into Dex, which is my second point, so that should be 10. Leaving me with 17.
Recto.
Okay. I'm going to also buy... What is the third point of fight cost? Let's see. That was...
12.
It's 8 times.
No, third point of
that's,
fight.
That's the 8 times 1. So that was 8 times 2. That would be 16. You said I have how much left?
17.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Point of fight.
Very well then. Then you will have...
1 point left at that point.
Yes, you will have 1 point. Enjoy your penny!
Penny! There, done.
For a penny and for a pound.
How punny of you. I've got a bone to pick with you.
You already did that.
That one's been done. You're too late to the party.
Don't care, I'm always gonna mill tank it.
Mm.
I would just like to point out, Blue,
Some points, yeah.
that we have multiple timeout channels. But if I have to throw you, you successfully go to the next one down the list there. And if you get to the black hole, and I have to throw you to another timeout channel, then unfortunately that is a ban. So keep that in mind for all these puns you're throwing.
Wow.
Damn, alright then.
I'm kidding, I wouldn't actually ban somebody for that, but...
I'm unsubscribing from you right now. Oh, look, I don't have to resubscribe. Yeah. Yeah. I'm done subscribing to you then, if you're gonna do that. Alright then. Moving on, is that all for everyone?
Did,
Steel Charms 1 experience point.
I
Why
can't
don't
do
we go
anything
steal
about
it?
Penny. Sorry about the feed,
Did-
guys.
did Zorak
Yeah,
do anything?
yes. Zorak bought his 2 vitality.
Oh yeah, okay.
He is now the tankiest Pokemon in the entire group. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, who
Alrighty
is?
then.
Who's tankiest?
Zorak.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does upping... No, I was gonna say, does upping fight up evasion at all? But I think evasion's dex +2, isn't it?
Evasion is... Oh yeah,
Dex.
anybody who did add Dex does affect their evasion roll. Anybody who added Vitality affects their HP roll, and anybody who added... I want to say Strength and Special? What did we decide for defense and special defense?
Insight.
Insight. Strength and Insight, was it? Vitality
defense-
insight. Vitality insight. Right?
Vitality insight. There you go.
Yeah.
That affects your defenses.
So, if anybody, yeah. So actually, one quick check over. Octo, what did you buy as far as main stats?
Okay, and it was Vitality, 1 in Brawl, 2 in Channel.
Only
1
care about
evasion.
only care about the strength through insight for what I'm asking.
Okay,
So
just Vitality.
vitality. So you did you give yourself 1 more HP?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Rygon, what was your for main stats?
I put 1 in special.
That means you get 1 more special defense if you haven't put that in.
No, that's insight, not special.
Or sorry, blah blah blah. Yeah, no, never mind. I thought you said insight for some reason.
Oh, now I'm sad.
Let the DM who's
You don't
eating his
get 1 more.
food understand right now.
Zim, you bought.
I bought Dex.
Dex.
No, evasion.
So that means you're. And also
Next
your
fight,
initiative,
evasion.
right? That's all affects your initiative, doesn't it?
Dex plus survival. I need to go double check that.
I think that means your initiative goes up a point.
No,
not-
let me double check.
Okay.
Initiative. Oh, can I find where's that? Why is initiative so hard to find?
The books are silly sometimes. Initiative
oh,
is Dex Survival
and
Alert. Oh yeah, that's right. Dex Survival Alert. So I don't think anybody bought any. Actually, no. Somebody did buy an alert point, didn't they? No.
Actually,
no.
Here's the funny part. Your homebrew does Dex Survival Alert. The book says Dex and Survival. That's it.
Actually, this isn't the homebrew. I'm reading page 22 of the horror book in the upper left corner of the table.
Then what the hell am I reading on?
I don't know.
You know
Because
what?
this is
Fine.
1.3's core book, so I don't know. Yeah. Dex Survival.
Hold
But
up.
yeah, anyways, my point is Zim gets a 3rd point into initiative in that initiative roll. So I'll update
Oh
the 3.
my goodness, the book is wrong in its own way. On page 42, it says Dexterity and Survival. Here it says Dex Survival Alert. So again, the book is wrong.
Yeah, it's almost always 3 stats. So if you only see 2 stats, it's probably a mistake. Yeah, the book does this sometimes where it just literally tells you the wrong information. Again, part of the reason we homebrewed for more consistency.
Yeah, this book ain't perfect.
Lyndon, what was your main stat points that you bought, if any?
I didn't buy any main stat points, though.
Okay.
It looks like my evasion should go up because I bought a point of fight.
That looks Wait, was it
Yeah, I was
fight?
just looking up there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's Dex Survival Alert, not Dex Fight Alert.
Hang on, evasion. Dex Fight Evasion.
Wait,
is
evasion? Yes.
Maybe at some point we should sit
Oh,
down and
Dex
just
fights.
make our own, kind of like how Pathfinder took 3.0 D&D and kept it going.
Mhm.
Maybe we should, because, I mean, it seems to be like the devs have kind of abandoned Pokerole.
They have. The PMD system was
Yeah.
not 2.0 doesn't work with PMD technically. They never updated the the PMD system to 2.0. So
I think we should sit down and just make our own version and, continue it on instead of this. And then we have actual editors go through and be like, this doesn't make sense.
but to move forward, I got a decent idea. But to move forward, yes, you're correct there. I think it was Lyndon that said that they raised their evasion, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, Dex Fight Evasion. So, yeah, if you added
4
a point
stats.
of...
Yep. So
yep.
I have a 5 evasion now.
Okay, cool.
Do you have evasion?
oh.
I don't see evasion.
No, I have 3 fight and 2.
Oh, I was looking at
3 Fight, 2 Dex equals 5, so... And he doesn't have any... I think the last one was Alert, which you don't have points in.
Oh, I was looking at the Whooper. Oops. That's
Yeah.
on me.
Ooper, you could say. Alright, so moving forward, Zorark, you added... What was your main stat points you had? Let's see, they added...
Vitality only.
2
That's
points.
it.
They've 2 points of Divite. They've already upped their HP.
Alright, that increases their... Yeah, let me change their... There we go. 4 defense. There you go.
Ah, there you go. That's the thing that needs to be edited.
And then Chara, that's your sheet to worry about.
Yeah, I
let's
added.
move
Let's
on.
see. What did I add? Hold on. I added a point in Dex.
I will say you're the quote, and I believe I quote professional
Right.
of all of us in this.
There's just so
So
much
that's
to
your
remember
own
in
sheet to worry
D&D.
about.
Yeah, I had a
We are
point
nearly
Dex,
halfway through and haven't even started the dungeon.
I know.
which means that both my initiative and invasion go up by 1 point. Since they're both affected by Dex. Did I have my fight? I did, didn't I?
Did you?
Didn't I? Yeah, I did.
I would like to start
No,
moving
no,
on.
I didn't. No, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Ah, shit! Yes, that's fine. I'm trying to rush, and I edited the wrong sheet. One month, please.
So this is gonna become a 3-shot. Final session, or at least would be next week then. Unless you somehow got through the dungeon extremely fast and you blaze through the boss fight, which I will be shocked. Moving on. Is everyone ready to proceed?
Yes.
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 Alrighty then.
I think I got it right.
Yes.
After the whole training session, you all feel a bit stronger yourselves. Team Radiance just, going off, eating some pecha berries, getting the flames off of them because, fire, hot, burns, feathers, the book. Guildmaster Kamo comes up to you and says, well, that was wonderful. Certainly gave them a run for their money, and you had numbers. And even a bit weaker. But I can prove that even the smallest can be the mightiest. I think you guys will do perfect for this first job I have in mind.
Mind me asking what this job is gonna be?
Just a simple delivery. Just deliver a letter to an old colleague in the mountains. Not too far.
Okay, then maybe me or Noibat should carry the message, because well, we can see we can see what's on the other. We we, we wouldn't want it smelling like a trap ash, or we wouldn't want an accent of fire from one of the two fire types.
If I could chime in, I don't think that's. I mean, I'm fine with carrying things, but I'd rather stick with the whole group, honestly.
I think the idea was just that one of you two, would carry the letter while following us.
That was my plan indeed. Best not to split you all up, since you're all seemingly in unfamiliar lands.
A lot of things are unfamiliar right now. I would say yes. Let's stay together. Safety and numbers and all that.
So, if you all are ready, I will hand you a small bag with a couple of items to help you along the way, and some could say harsh, but send you on your merry way.
Well, hopefully the items involve some food. Or it won't make
Don't
it
eat
very
the
far.
orange Don't eat all the orange berries I put in, please.
Since you used the word all, I think I can comply.
Nice. Let me go get the bags. I'll be back with you in a moment. And he just walks off to get the bags. What do you all do while he is away?
Probably distribute the
Well-
items in a fair way so that Colby doesn't
Well,
get all
I
the
think-
orange berries.
I think that each of the bags is going to have items.
Oh, we got individual bags?
Yes, you all will receive individual bags.
Alright.
They will all have 1 oranberry, and then a couple other berries of choosing.
Who's choosing?
Give me a moment to double check the list of everything.
Oh wait, right.
Also, do we get any health we lost in that battle back?
Yes. I'm not gonna make you be weaker. Just add the HP back. I'm not gonna be that mean.
Good, good.
Like, oh no, the
Yeah.
DM's giving mercy. That means a big fight's coming up.
This will be a mercy.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. We're getting our HP back. We're getting a bunch of supplies all of a sudden.
Yeah.
What are these waist-high walls suddenly coming up?
So, okay, what did I'm now? This is actually coming into the situation where I've just dropped an oranberry to everybody's storage, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but there's other things in the bag. What might be in the bag? This is where we can introduce inventory. So.
Yes, introduce inventory. You'll also be, each and every single one of you will be receiving 1 reviver seed, because I don't want you guys to faint during the dungeon.
It's pretty nice. Even Car doesn't give those out very often.
Shush, I'm a merciful DM.
Mercy.
Listen, I am merciful when it is required. I am very harsh when it is required.
Like one of those Sour Patch Kids.
Very much so. Yes.
Get a map?
Actually, yes. You're receiving 1 map detailing the outlining area.
Okay.
And he points out the town and the guild where you guys are, and the mountains, which is not too far.
What was the name of the mountains again?
The mountains. Where did I put the
I'm
names?
just teasing you.
Serene Mountain.
Okay.
This is actually worth noting for everyone, including Rygon especially, I suppose. The templates thing at the top of the field. This is very useful because they're just blank cards for different things. So you can there's a blank items thing, and you can just rename it and be like, I'll demonstrate right now.
You're able to make your own custom moves.
Yeah, you can just you can
perfect.
either straight up like open them into an image editor and prep your own version of the card, or you could just take a blank card and give it a name and description that gives you, like what I just did, for instance. And now you have an item card that's custom right off the bat.
Very nice. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright then.
It's just, some stuff. One thing is annoying me. I don't really understand why some stuff is just disappearing from the sheet sometimes, like stuff sinking into the sheet. I'm sure we all noticed that. That doesn't happen on my board, so I just don't understand what's so special about my board that it doesn't break like that.
I have no clue.
Like my specific copy of the board. But yeah. So this is where okay, map the area of Reviver Seed Oranberry, and that's what we got? Okay.
Oranberry and 1 map.
Okay.
Not everyone got a map, but it's just 1 map.
Oh, just one
Okay.
map. Alright, in that case, somebody who wants to hold the map?
Who's got thumbs?
Oh.
None of us.
Cubone's
No,
I mean, actually, Colby has thumbs, technically.
Oh,
Colby
then go ahead.
But I do want to point out that the system has made it very clear that anyone can use any item as well as somebody else,
This is true.
just to avoid that kind of.
I like
Colby's the
whole-
only one that can do it because he's the only one that technically has thumbs.
I like
Well-
this, like, so who's leader? The me and Shao, because, he has the thumbs.
He has the
Means who
thumbs
has
for
the
the
thumbs?
task.
I'm the only one who has thumbs.
But oh, it's okay. Well, and it's, honestly, anybody can hold the map, but it's just important to note this as a minor detail because I'd like to point out, if you guys didn't notice at the top, your bag, assuming it's a normal Starting out bag holds 5 items. So it is worth noting who's holding an item, since it does have some manner of effect as far as like, oh, okay, but how much more could they hold? You know.
Make it, flip it, where it's gonna be 15. I'm not gonna restrict you that much right now.
ID. In that case, it doesn't probably really matter who's holding
He
the map.
hands you very well-made bags.
It's
30
still,
bags.
It's still worth pointing out, though, in case somebody needs to pull out in a frenzy. Like, oh no, we need a check site. Like, well, it'd be good to know who has it. So,
Yeah.
who should hold it? I have the card. I can just drop it.
I say I could hold it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Lynn, the trash holds the map.
Just a
Yes.
trash looking at a map.
Yeah.
Or
Why
if
is
we
it
get
so-
captured, you can just hide it among all the other cluttered papers.
Yeah, no, just hide it with the rest of the garbage.
It's fine. Key items will take up inventory. You could argue that. Honestly, it's more just a case of who has the map might matter as a contextual story thing.
Very well.
And Mean Chow is the Pokemon I was saying that was a mink.
Who's the mink?
Yep.
Which one's the mink?
Min Chow. The
Oh, me and Chow and me.
Are they?
Okay. I mean, kind
Huh.
of. They're just fighting types.
I never really thought about what species they were.
As the other guild members head out into the forest for their own duties, who knows what you didn't ask, didn't look into. You all are available to go off adventuring when you are ready. Just say the word and we'll begin.
Then
Before anyone even goes that far, Colby is immediately going to use his Aurum Berry to reapply the berry juice on top of his bone stout.
Alright, cool. You may throw away your orange berry.
Immediately, effectively wasting it, but he seems very happy about it, and will munch on whatever. He doesn't throw away after using a bunch of the juice to it. He just eats the skin, whatever remains of it. He seems very
Good.
pleased with himself, having the nice berry scent back on his nose.
That's what it's okay.
But I will dispose of it. It's a duplicate. Yeah. By the way, your cards are duplicate. Your inventory cards are duplicates. So
okie
Nice.
yeah.
So, where do we go? And Kit just kind of turns towards the trash bag and asks.
trash bag is going to look at the map, look at find where we are, and then start planning a route.
one question: who has the message?
Alright, well, you've also been received a letter.
I guess I'll the one that has the letter.
That is a, you definitely want to actually have the letter on you, in case it might get stolen. You never know.
All right. Who has the letter?
That would be me.
Yeah.
Nishmali. Yeah, the Noibat.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm still learning voices. Here you go. I'll make this a letter.
That's fine. Alright, that. As he works out, I'm gonna definitely go work on something. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
So
And I will
it
just.
is.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it, and it might surprise some people, but the Trubbish Benji is going to actually plot a full route to through up to the place that is going to be the most logical route, and not take them through any detours or anything. Not a slow route compared to how he's kind of acted so far, like the more slow and steady that he seems to have been so far. He's getting
Okay,
directly to the point.
Huh.
So he's going to take them to the most direct route to where they need to go.
So he's actually quite good at this whole cartography thing.
Yeah, it is something that he surprisingly kind of remembers.
I should probably. Oh yeah. I'm gonna for the sake of my audience, I'm gonna turn on some music once we reach the dungeon. Assuming.
Yes, that's exactly what I was doing. I was like, wait, what song would fit? There we go, I found it.
If you want me to advise so that I can do so, but.
I've got it fine right now. I like my Etrian Odyssey music. It's
Ha,
good music. You should try it. It has good dungeon music. Trust me. And town music. but that's aside from the point. That's a whole discussion for another time. You all are venturing into the forest now,
Okay.
or Serene Forest, as it is called. Correct?
The most direct path to where we need to go.
Sounds
So,
chill.
most likely.
Very well then. I would like everyone to take their player models off the board, please. Not board, off the center map, please.
This is fair.
And
I was so curious if you're gonna draw random or use pre-planned for the start.
I'm drawing from there because I like this tile.
This is fair. I'll put on some music. I'll put some, I think, appropriate music. Sounds like a nice place. Let's see. How about...
Alrighty then. And then search for... As you all walk into the forest, you find yourselves amongst the trees, very serene. It is described as a good place for simple exploration. And as you move on to the first actual tile, I pull the hole. Of course, out of everything, I pull the hole.
That always comes up when Card pulls dungeon tiles.
I know. It reminds me of the time when Munchlax went flying. You find yourselves amongst a pond. This pond is very wide. There are paths across from it. From relative north to relative east, west, and relative south. And I would like someone to roll me a Doom dice.
Is that
Well,
just
it-
one?
1d6, please.
Okay.
This is how
Instead of
dungeons-
asking us to roll a Doom dice, explain it, please.
Alright, so a Doom dice is what is described as, and people from Charm's campaign know it. It is essentially a dice being rolled to roll for an event. Depending on what you roll, depends on what will come up. I can gladly tell you what each number on the first roll does. If you like.
Well, I will say the Doom die rolls for Card. He doesn't usually reveal them in advance, but I mean, you could do that if you want. Definitely.
I mean, this will help people who is not reading the books. Alright. As you look around, there doesn't seem to be anything unusual happening. There may be a couple Pokemon playing about, but none seem to give you any unwanted eye or look. Best way to describe it. But it's pretty much an encounter roll, is what a Doom Dice is. Depending on what you roll, depends on what will happen. What would you all like to do now?
So the pond takes up the center, and I presume there's routes going north, east, and west from us?
Yes, I have said that.
Okay.
But yes.
Also, I moved the party icon onto the tile since we're now on it. For the side of it. So the Pokemon in the lake, or the pond, do they look chill or not chill?
They are very chill right now.
Okay.
Some might be even playing in it.
Kit kind of like cringes away from the water, almost like as if by instinct.
Colby has sort of a similar reaction. He doesn't look very happy about the idea of wading through it, but it looks like he can do it. Also, I just realized we need to quickly have a bag on the table for storing Pokemon balls not in use.
You have a good point.
I'll go get one. Otherwise, clutter happens.
Yeah. I would go looking for some wild berries along the path.
Okay. So that means Evie's gonna go berry hunting. Okay.
While everyone else decides what to do, I want you to roll me Insight, Survival, Nature.
Blue, there's a bag on the left side of the table.
Wonderful. We're gonna put it over by my name.
So you want us all to roll insight plus survival?
No, I'm talking to Robert precisely, or Zorak precisely, since he is the one who is actively looking. You think you find some berry bushes, but there are no berries on them.
I'll rejoin the party and keep walking for a bit. Though I may check back later. I may check some. I may check along the path later, a little bit later, and see if I see any berries down that way.
Well, since we're currently at a point where some people may not be able to cross as easily, Benji is going to double check the map that he had, look around, and ask, well, should we try and cross, or should we try and get help to cross? I don't know how deep this is, but I know some of you don't like water.
Yes, I think we should I think we should get some help for this. I don't trust going in there.
I'm kind of with that too. I'm not really a fan of dark, scary places like that without someone helping. I wish my team members were here.
Colby's been prodding at the pond with his bone to see how deep it was. How deep is it? At least from what he can poke without walking into it.
I want to say it's about maybe 10 feet deep. It's a simple pond with things like Magikarp or Finneon swimming within, maybe a Poliwag or two.
Alright. Colby will communicate... Oh, yeah?
And I was like, there are also Pokemon who are lying about on these sides as well.
We could always ask a water type to see if they would willingly give us a ride across the lake.
Colby will go ahead and
Hey.
mention... Wait a minute.
I was wanting to get something in there.
Oh, I should probably ask one at a
Sure.
time.
Yes.
If people would like to do something next
Fair,
time.
fair.
I will do that next time.
Colby's just going to communicate the information he got to everyone else. Well, this doesn't seem that deep, but it's not exactly shallow. Be a swim for sure. Not interested in that. Go ahead.
I have no idea how to pronounce your name, Octo.
Nishmali.
Nishmale.
I have an idea.
Razor's gonna look over at Nishmale. Well, I mean, your team members might not be here, but you can just think of us as your team members. Also, you can just fly over that, can't you?
I can. And just, yeah. What if I get isolated and then whatever comes and I get surrounded by a bunch of bad Pokemon?
I believe in you. We could go about this together. Does anybody happen to have any rope or anything? Maybe some vines?
Colby will start to inspect the trees in the area at that suggestion.
Insight,
Razor's
survival,
looking for
nature then.
possible vines.
Okay.
Anyone who's looking for vines, insight, survival, nature, please.
Also, Zim and anybody else who cares, I added to, since the description field isn't being used right now, I added to Nishmali's sheet how to actually pronounce the name. I thought that would be helpful for everybody.
Oh, good.
So I don't think that's the first time it's been tricky. It's quite a complex name. It's a good name, though.
Anyone else looking for some vines, or is that it?
Well, Colby failed to find anything.
Yeah, Kit's not looking for any vines.
And neither is Nishmali?
No, not right at this moment, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be carrying a vine anyway.
So, in order of what was rolled, Colby goes and looks off the trail and falls face first. Off the trail.
He's tripping a lot lately.
Razor comes by, walks past, much farther off the trail, finds some vines that they're thin. And also maybe just be a vine whip from a grow vial that might be lying about in the tree above.
That's slightly more of a problem if that's true.
And then Robert and Benji find some pretty flowers off to the other side. If I want to make a small note of error location, Colby and Razor are more here, and then Robert and Benji are more here.
Okay.
While the other two are clearly where the party map is.
I would pick some flowers and put them in my hair as well as Benji's before then walking back to where everyone else used to be.
Benji, you have a pretty looking flower on you now. It smells
Yes.
nice. For like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Just wilts, like you just visibly wilts.
Yeah, it just starts to visibly wilt it after a few seconds, and then and Benji also like picks a flower and just kind of eats it. Like, maybe this must make me smell better, and is what he's thinking. And then he goes back to the path where everybody should theoretically be.
Well, while the party was kind of looking for vines, Kit was attempting to talk to one of the water Pokemon, see if any of them knew a way across.
Alrighty then. Let's see. Looking for a good Pokemon. If anyone happened to be lounging by, swimming playfully in the pond, how do you approach them?
Just kind of gives like a little shy hello. Hello? Are you busy?
No, not really.
Oh, that's good. Do you happen to know a way across the pond for me and my party? I don't really think I could swim this.
If you can't go across the pond, why not just walk around? Maybe a bit thorny in some bushes and not a direct path, but still gets the job done.
I guess I figured I'd check if there was a boat. Because that seems to be the kind of the quickest way across.
Boat? That sounds like something one of those city folks would do.
Right, and then what would he say? Oh, well, I guess I'll let my party know then. Thank you.
It was nice. Good luck on whatever you're doing. And Aphelion swims away, as I just find the model now.
If you want a model, just ask. I could surely pull them out. But you do ask.
Yeah. I will ask next time.
Okay. Those silly city people in their boats.
I know, right?
Right.
That's exactly what the Finion is thinking. Well, I always need a boat if you can swim. If you can't go across it, just go around it.
Though that is an actual thought, though. Can one just go around the lake or the pond? That's
Yes.
a good point.
I'm surprised
Yeah, I did not
everyone.
think-
everyone ignored that thought. They just like, alright, we see a pond, we're gonna go on the lake.
Hey,
We're not gonna go
To
around it.
be
we're gonna-
fair, you did not describe that there was. You just said there was a giant pond here.
Though, then again, we didn't ask if we could go around.
No, we didn't, but
See, I think the Trevors did.
Oh, did he?
Did Lyndon ask?
Say, I think I suggested we could go around, but I don't think I asked if we could.
Ah.
But I'm not sure if I actually did. I know I was thinking it.
Either way, Kit kind of like tells the group or whoever is gathered that there is no boat and that it seems they'll have to make their trip around if they really, really want to. Especially since there doesn't seem to be any vines that anyone's carrying, other than one wilted flower.
And Benji will ask the others as we all regather. Do we want to go this way? Pointing to the I don't know my directions.
West.
The left. Yeah. Or do we want to go this way? Pointing again to the I guess that would be east.
Colby will remark, I don't know. Well, that's the fastest way.
Gonna refer to the map. Try and figure out if the map will tell me.
A moment. Doing.
Maybe we should go on the side that doesn't have as many Pokemon. Then we have less likely of a chance of getting into a fight.
That's a good point.
And I would say the other. I would say we should go on with more Pokemon because the likelihood of a fighting a group of Pokemon is a little bit less than a fight when it's just a few Pokemon scattered around. But okay.
I'm sorry. What, Zoro?
Yeah, that was a little hard to follow. I admit.
What he said
I did not
that-
follow it at all.
He said basically that it would be more likely to have a fight if there's less of us than if there's more Pokemon in an area, because the more Pokemon there are in an area, the less likely it seems that there would be a fight.
Basically, he's suggesting that if there's a lot of Pokemon in an area, there's less likely to have a fight break out. That's assuming that they're not going to just gang up, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kit was about actually to make that point.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I think you make a good point there. It's just if a fight does happen, what's to say that I mean they all I think might know each other and they might gang up on us a little bit.
Well, if they do try, we just have this Trebush burp at them.
At the mention of burping on them, Benji actually does burp a bit. Just a little poison cloud floating into the air. It's like, well, we could do that, but I don't know that would be, the best method.
Colby, still partially dusting off his skull helmet where he fell down into the dirt, suggests, honestly, I'd rather stay away from as many water types as possible. And looking at the rest of us, I think most of us would agree on that.
Yeah, I generally don't like water types. They kind of put a damper on everything.
I don't know. Water is kind of fun, but to me personally.
I don't
Colby-
mind water too much, but I know that that would be not ideal for the others.
I mean, I can handle water fine, but I just rather avoid fights altogether.
Oh,
Colby-
right, Paul.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Colby kind of just looks to the side when Robert speaks about mentioning liking water, and just says under his breath, "I guess I know which way you're going to be evolving."
Well, as the conversation kind of continues, Kit just sort of like looks a little anxiously over at the lake. It's just like, well, I don't want to get into a fight, so I'm gonna go the route of least resistance in this case. And he kind of just starts plodding off around like the side that appears to have the less amount of Pokemon.
Which side is that, Blue?
You know what? I'm gonna roll some dice for that then.
Okay, because I guess that determines which path we're taking.
Very well then, I'm gonna roll a d4. No, 1 will be north, 2 will be east, and so on. If I roll a 3, I will roll again. Path with the least amount of Pokemon is the north side.
Which
Wait, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because we gotta pass by the west or east side to get to the north side from our position.
Oh, of the two. East.
East?
East will
Okay.
have least amount of Pokemon.
Okay.
East it is.
Benji, noticing the Vulpix going off on their own, will start walking not directly beside them, seeming to try and respect distance and the bad smell that he gives off himself, but walking by them, and obviously so that they are not alone, and as they say they're going to go the path of least resistance, and he'll just say, "Hey, I got your back."
And Kit kind of smiles appreciatively at him. Thanks.
Razor. Razor will also be following along. More than happy to use a bit of fire to clear out brush and especially briars.
Colby will also follow behind after that. Perhaps occasionally whacking at these little fires that Razor is making, just in case any of them look like they might burn a bit more than they want to. He seems to be actually somewhat mindful of the environment, in other words.
Razor definitely is not mindful, at least, of that. More fire! Everything must burn!
Is there anything Robert or Nishmali is doing as they are moving?
I'm going to follow. I'm going to go follow the group on the northern path, but keep a little bit of a distance, just so we don't try to attract a large amount of attention.
We're going the eastern path.
Oh,
since we
eastern,
can't
sorry.
go yeah.
Okay, sorry, you're north.
And Robert is following the rest of the party being outvoted.
Not a pouty way, just in a shrug and let's just not cause any issue way.
Fair.
That would work if you guys went the other way. No.
2 lakes.
No. That would work if you went the other way. Fine. 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 I'll deal with this.
When the DM is already fed up with your shenanigans, and all we did was just go a certain route.
When tiles give you nothing good, the others are good for the other way, west, but no.
Also, you can always invert them weird directions and say they're working a certain way if you need to. But yeah.
Alrighty then, so you guys all head east. And it ends up being a clearing. The trees break apart, forming a nice circular opening. The sun viewing. Yes, the sky sun viewing, yes. DM needs to reboot. One moment. The clearing with the sun pouring through the leaves. And I'll roll the books. However, there aren't any Pokemon here. It seems very clear. There is no one nearby.
Right. Kit kind of like steadily starts to fall back in the group, seeing like this big clearing. No, nothing's there. Their ears kind of pulled back a little bit. They're glancing around from side to side with their guard up, not really sure what to expect.
Benji is going to stay in the front and acting kind of like a front guard, looking around and trying to double check that there's not anything to worry about in the clearing.
Razor is just stepping around and moving into the clearing without any sign of hesitation at all.
Which is also what Colby is doing, walking into the clearing rather confidently, actually.
Alrighty then. What is Robert, Nishmali, and the Trubbish doing? Benji.
Yeah, Benji's was stepping forward, acting kind of like a front guard.
Alright then. That leaves the question of Nishmali.
Alright, Nishbali, he's following along behind them. He kind of like he decides to keep up with them on the ground by flying as close as he can to them, and then just like falls along on his little bat legs, and just like covering his head with his little bat wings, just like out of just like thinking like, what if something comes at me and jumps at me from the bushes? Scary.
You know, Nishmali, you can ride on my back if you want.
Nishmali hears that, and he's kind of like, okay. And he flies up and rides on Razor's back.
So he flies up to Razor, or flies down?
Like, flies up to Razor. He was on the ground.
He was doing a little bat walk before this.
Yeah, a little bat walk. Yeah.
Oh, he's bat walking. Okay.
Bat walking, yeah.
I like how that explained everything when I said it that way.
I'm bat walking.
I'm bat walking.
No. Bat walking.
That's good.
Just out of nowhere, it's like, I'm Nishmali.
Guys, it's the Noibat signal in the sky. But it's middle of the day. I don't care. We're going.
But that's just the sun.
Alright. What else would you guys like to do?
Well, while it could be presumed that Razor probably stepped out just because he's being confident, it seems like Colby did so he can start checking the bushes for any berries. So maybe a roll for that?
Yes, the nature roll of Insight Survival Nature. Alert could work, but I think nature fits better. Personal opinion, fight me.
Curse a 2 to use onward.
Wow, you rolled straight 2s. That's impressive.
And also do look for some more do another trip for some berries.
I mean, sure, same role. I assume Benji will take a look at the map.
Yep.
Colby
Benji.
just, well, I want to explain his role. Colby is just looking through the bushes and just, everybody could just hear him kind of angrily muttering, bitter, bitter, yeah, more bitter.
Clearly, these leaves are bitter because Robert's finding the same thing.
No, I'm finding half chewed up berries, and stepping on berries have been tossed on the ground from because I did not notice that the Cubone went into the same bush in front of me.
This is true. Colby is just discarding some bitter berries here and there in disgust. So, yes.
Kit is looking for any movement. Not necessarily berries, but looking for like any out-of-place shadows or movement.
If you wish to roll, that would be Insight Survival Alert.
Insight Survival Alert. So 3, okay.
You don't see anything too much. There might be something, but it could just be a Pidgey.
Okay.
Might just be a Pidgey. Oh look, it's a Pidgey.
Pidgey.
Razor is mostly striding in. He almost seems eager. He doesn't want to sit. He doesn't like to sit in one place at all for very long. He wants action. He wants to do stuff.
Every time that we go into a new area, Benji's checking the map. So Benji is currently checking the map.
Would Benji know
Razor
which way
was
is north, south, east, and west?
I think he'd have a decent idea based on the way we came in and how the path we've taken so far. But he seems to know a bit about cartography and following a map and following north, south, east, and west pretty well.
Well, according to the map, it seems you need to head more northward for it.
Okay, so Benji is going to say to everybody, okay, it looks like from here we need to go north. And he's going to point to north as he starts walking that direction a bit. Though he obviously stops before going any too far and waits for everybody to gather and be ready.
Razor bounds forward through the bushes.
Razor has a leaf mustache. Sorry for talking over.
I walk up to Benji and scrape off all the gunk that's on me onto Benji before just waiting for the rest of the people with him.
Wait,
Benji
what
just
gunk?
kind of
Yeah, that's just rude.
That is my thought. It's like, I have berries on me here. The trash bag can take it.
Yeah. Benji just kind of chuckles and shakes his head, his body, which is his head, and inside his thoughts are, well, it's a good thing I'm a patient person.
Suppose you have to be if you're a trash bag.
Yep, you take a lot of flack as a trash bag.
I feel
Can't
like that's
let
a pun.
Gotta have thick skin for a trash bag.
You gotta be pretty hefty with your patience.
So, is Nismali riding on Razor now?
I'm still riding on a razor, so I guess right now, whatever razor goes, I go.
I'm going to show you guys something cool with the models I learned. Let's see if it works. I think if I do this...
Oh, I know that trick.
If you grab both models together, now you can move them together. Or at least I can. Yeah, see?
I'm
just going like, that's okay.
So yeah, now they are kind of linked. You can remove them easily enough by selecting Nishimali, but if you grab Razor, they'll move together now.
Nishimali and Razor may or may not have leaf mustaches now. But jokes
He uses
aside...
fire to make himself a way through.
Okay. There is a burnt path of where Razor has gone. And you all head northward, is that correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright
Colby doesn't
then,
offer
who
much resistance. The bushes here are useless to him.
Alright then, who wants to roll the 1d6?
I will
roll the
this.
1d6.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we said that at like the exact same time.
No, I don't want that tile. I swear I pushed shuffle. One moment.
Ooh.
A 0. We stay exactly where we are.
No. You rolled a 1.
That's an interesting tile. We do a few things with that.
Very much so. No, I'll leave those there because I don't want those. I don't like those tiles. I don't want those tiles. Then. Walking down the path, it is very nice. Razor bounding in front. Hey, Razor, do me a favor. Roll me smart survival nature.
Me?
Yes,
Yes,
you.
Razor.
Smart survival nature. That is a 1 die, I think. there's the you are so
Success!
there you go. Literally the best possible roll you can get. Good work.
It's the best possible roll he can absolutely get. So, Razor, as you bound through, the floor isn't fallen. Somehow. Why? The ground collapses underneath you, but, you're able to just go over it.
I assume
being
not
light-footed.
actively, right? Or does it actively collapse underneath him?
It actually collapsed underneath him
Oh,
as a
actively?
pit trap.
Ooh.
Yes, a pit trapped as just broke underneath him.
Oh, geez. Is that where the ledge is on the map, or is that before it?
That is before. I assume it's before the crossroads, but
Okay. All right.
there is now a pit trap in the middle. You can still go around it before you ask. But Razor was not paying attention for it mostly. Able to avoid it, but you know.
Fair. That's a trap tile, so I'm just gonna...
Okay, did I fall in or no? I am
No.
really confused.
No, you did not fall in.
Okay.
You
Because you were
triggered.
saying that it
Yeah.
fell out underneath me, and then I avoided it, and yet it...
If you got a 0, you would have failed. But because you got the only success you could get, I'm like, I'm gonna be merciful.
May I volunteer a slightly better description?
Proceed.
He didn't trigger it upon first stepping on it, but it was one of his back feet that finally broke away the trap. But unfortunately, he was able to step forward off of it before it became a natural issue.
I was just
There.
going to go with that it did fall, but Neshmali just like flapped really hard and got him across.
Nishimali has strong wings like a Noivern right now. Are they evolving?
I was just assuming that he was moving so fast, he did not his inertia carried him across.
Though it is worth pointing, is anybody falling directly behind Razor?
Not nearly as fast, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I was like, no one's following him nearly as fast. Just Razor.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Colby is moving along fairly well for how fat he is, honestly, but no, he's not that close either, so...
I just want to clarify, Razor isn't going fast, but he is a little bit ahead of everybody. But he is keeping pace with the rest of the group, checking behind and such.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not running off. He's just very much totally about being the forward man, basically.
I wasn't implying he was. I was just saying that his inertia carried him over the pit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I just see it as a slightly poorly designed pit trap because she didn't immediately trigger like it was supposed to.
So, since this is a question we apparently need to ask, is there a way around it?
Did it block the whole path?
I already said that.
Oh, sorry. What did you say?
We were told that we could go around it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not that huge. Well, Colby will go around it, but also just look in.
It's like 10 feet deep. It would definitely hurt if you fell.
Any spikes or anything, or is it just a
Nope, no spikes.
Pit? Okay.
After apologizing to Benji, I would walk to the side and look for some rocks so I could just if a spot looks suspicious, toss a rock at it to see if it was hollow or not.
Wait, why is he apologizing to Benji?
Robert
The berries.
wiped berries on Benji.
Oh.
Benji. Yeah.
Wait, he's still wiping berries on people?
Yeah, no. That would have happened before we got to this area, I believe, because and Benji would have just been like, yeah,
oh, right. Oh, he actually did apologize. Okay, I'm sorry. I got confused by the timeline.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't put it in right away, and since he wasn't talking in chat, voice chat about what he was doing. He was a little behind the events.
Oh, fair. It's understandable.
But yeah. And Benji would walk around and check the map. It looks like we only have east and west as pathways to go. At least possibly. It's hard to tell with this.
That is a ledge. It's a small, like, you have to jump down it. You can climb back up it. That's only like maybe a foot or two. It's nothing too bad.
Oh, just like a kind of a big step down, basically.
Yes.
Did you say it's only like a foot or two?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's like half of some of our heights.
It's a bit. It's not really that bad, but it's a bit of a little bit of a hop down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which direction does the map say we should go?
It says more northeast, so you could head eastward.
Oh, Zoro has a question. Also, yeah, I was curious. Why is Robert getting stones? I think I missed that bit too. Sorry.
Robert wants to find stones for like traps now.
That's fair.
Thank you. I almost forgot about it. Roll me a 1d6 for a decent sized stone if you can find one.
I'm guessing these are like the Pokerole version of a really big stick.
Precisely. There is an item for it actually.
Gravel rock.
Gravel rock or geopebbles.
Ooh.
I'll pull it out.
You may add 1 geopebble.
Well, actually, I can't pull it out while you're in the bag. Weird thing about searching the bag.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. It's a sack of geopebbles, so he doesn't have a sack. He has 1.
I can edit it.
Okay, fair enough.
I just need to be able to pull it out. There we go. It's a weird thing where if 2 people search a bag, you can't pull out items. I don't know why.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm guessing if I have a little 6, I would have just found a sack of them.
you might have found like a really good geopebble. You might have found a whole geodude.
So how many does he have? Does he have a single one?
He has 1.
And
Yeah, I just add on to the name of it a little bit like this, and there. And just read this mouse over, you'll see.
so I would like to ask, is there a north path or is it just east and west? Because I can't tell based on that, and I wasn't sure what you said.
Oh, it is just the east and west. North is like the best way to describe it is a thick wall. You would have to like traverse through some like thick trees and bushes.
Probably some thorny bushes or something that doesn't look very pleasant to go through.
Yes.
Also, the way these tiles work is basically if there's not a white line of some sort touching an edge, that would indicate you can't go that direction. So since there's no white line touching the north side of this tile, that means north isn't an option. Unless the DM decides to override that for like a secret.
Like with the past 2 tiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically whatever white bits touch the edge of the tile that lets you know what directions you can go.
Okay. Yeah, Benji will point to the east and say, now we've got to go east, because I think that's the way you said. Northeast was what you
Correct.
said. So.
Colby will actually, seeing Robert try to look for stones and kind of getting the idea after looking at that trap a little bit more, he starts to, as they go along, he's kind of taking pace with, Razor now, and he's actually kind of just thumping his bone along the ground to see if he can trigger any other pitfall traps before they become a problem. He also just mentions, I wonder who's setting those things. That's pretty rude. They're not even that complicated.
Yeah, I'm rather curious myself. Might be danger out here. And he says that with a almost fiery glint in his eyes.
Yeah. Benji is going to nod himself and say, yeah, there's probably some nasty sorts out here. But if we have to fight, well, I'm ready.
It's probably because it's probably some other Pokemon looking for some fresh meat.
It could just be people who just really don't want us to be here. Maybe we should turn back.
Colby kind of shakes his head. Nah, they want us to be here. Maybe for their dinner. Otherwise, they wouldn't build pitfall traps. That just traps people, after all.
Well, I don't know if I want to be dinner, but I don't know. That pit looked kind of old. Maybe they're gone now.
Speaking of which, did you see any spikes in the bottom of the pit, or was it just a pit? Because if it's just a pit, yeah, I think it definitely is someone looking to catch other Pokemon for food.
Colby confirms that. Yeah, very simple. Didn't even trigger right, so it might be old. But yeah, no spikes or anything. Looks like I want to catch you alive, whatever they want you for.
Benji is going to flex a bit and say, well, if we find any danger, I will help protect the others. Flex, 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 flex.
Squishing
Flexing.
sounds.
Be careful, you don't want to rip a seam.
Looks at my arms, which are literally garbage falling out of the seams. Looks up, shrug.
Since he's walking alongside Razor, he's actually, Colby's gonna actually give a little pat to Nismali's head. It's fine. If we think there's any more pitfall traps, we'll just have the bat walk over it. It can just fly after all if it falls. And he gives an impish smile on the side of his snout.
Nishmali, after just riding Razor and avoiding your death from that pitfall trap, he's just going like...
Are you sure the bat would even be heavy enough to stuff any traps? They look pretty light to me.
Good point, actually. He's probably the lightest one here.
Was someone trying to speak?
That was me. It's because my mic's cutting out because I'm making weird noises. Because my mic doesn't like it when I make weird noises.
Yeah, probably.
It's the method actor in me.
Usually the best way to deal with that is to turn off the noise sensitivity setting and just let it detect
Yeah, I
everything.
did that too. It's honestly just my microphone.
Your mic is just confused.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like this at all. Is he having a heart attack or what? I don't know, but I'm gonna cut off his voice.
Is there anything else you'd like to do before moving onwards?
Nope.
Alright then. Very well, heading eastwards. Charm, you said you want to roll the dice last time. Your
Yes. I'd also like to note that Colby will continue to occasionally thump the ground in front of them to check for traps, but it might also make noise him doing that. Also, wow, a 6.
You're for later. Can we not go downwards?
Down, down, down into the depths of the forest. I always like that tile. That's a fun one.
This is very much a fun one. As you move eastwards, you find yourselves at a, small, you could say, ravine, in a way. And just beyond it is what looks to be the base of a mountain. As a matter of fact, it is the mountain you are to be finding. Down in the ravine is an entrance to a cave. But yet above it is a path that leads across or alongside the base, maybe even upwards. And give me one moment.
Okay.
I'm going to roll. And there is a little note on the map, scrawled on by the base of the mountain, that says, when you reach the mountain, head through the cave. Follow the path and you'll soon find your destination.
I'm gonna suck you, Riddle.
Where was this written?
It was scrawled on the map.
Okay.
From the one the Guildmaster gave you.
Yeah. So Benji would read that out and say, "Well, it looks like we need to go into that cave."
Is there a path down into the ravine, or is it more of a drop-off?
It's pretty much a drop-off.
It looks like a slightly longer. It looks like a slightly longer drop than the little step down we did earlier.
Yes. It's like a 15-foot drop, 10 to 15-foot slide. Like you would have to slide down it.
So it's a little slanted. You don't have to just fall off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm kind when I am. I have not shown you brute force yet because you guys are low level. I'm not gonna smack you with a giant hammer yet. That would be mean. So,
after Benji recounts that information, Colby just looks down the slide, basically the dirt slide, and says, fair enough, and just uses the end of his bone to kind of slow himself and just starts doing a slide.
Benji's going to put the map away for now and start sliding down.
Kit kind of tentatively, kind of pokes at the dirt a little bit, and takes a single step, trips, and just kind of slides down belly first, like belly on.
Might be worth asking if this slide is smooth or if there's any stones or rocks on it.
it was a bit bumpy. Rygon, would you mind rolling me dexterity, survival, athletic, to see how well you slide down, or if you end up tumbling down?
Please roll to see if you run into a rock, basically.
Dexterity and what were the other two?
Survival, athletic.
Seems pretty good.
You do fairly well. You do fairly well. You do fairly well. You may hit a rock at the end, but it's not that far to the ground then. So you just flop onto the ground.
Okay, Kit just kind of like, with as much dignity as he can muster, just sort of gets up and just, does like one of those little cat licks on a paw and just, it's like, okay, fine. Just walks over to the cave entrance.
Alrighty then. How are the others going down?
Sliding down. Works
Sliding
for me.
down? Alrighty then.
I guess you're effectively a sled for Nismali as well.
Yeah.
Why not? Just for the funnies, roll the same thing. In your case, it's just dexterity. If anyone else wants to roll, this is just purely for the funnies. Roll the same thing.
Okay.
Other than that, ignore it. I'm not gonna make this too much of a hassle.
I think Colby will not roll because he actually has his bone to kind of ground into the slant as he slides down it. So he has some leverage to control himself pretty well.
And you said it's just dexterity?
Dexterity, survival, athletic.
Oh, okay. Then I have 3. 1, 2, 2, 3.
Everyone has 3 dice for this roll.
Should
Everyone
roll-
has gotten the same Oh,
I should
no.
roll-
Oh no!
I should have rolled 2. I just instinctively accidentally rolled 3. Sorry.
You know what? I don't care. I'm still gonna count the same thing. Anyway, so Razor slides down. He's clearly happy about it. Am I right?
Oh yeah, he's enjoying himself.
Wonderful. Niche Molly, it's really fast. It's really, 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 really fast. And then Razor, hits a rock and does a front flip with you on him.
I'm gonna guess that everybody is doing a cautious. Okay, let's step down, take these easy. While Razor is just like leap. Am I right?
That's what I assumed.
Also, Jaffer has given us a party reroll.
Oh, a party reroll.
A what?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Big Jaffer, hate Nishwali.
Alright, so everyone just rerolls?
That is a community reroll that we can choose to use for one roll.
Oh.
That we can, that is not forcing us to re-roll or anything. That is just we can choose to use it for a roll.
Okay, so Benji can choose if he wants to re-roll, basically.
However, it is something that needs to be approved by everybody here.
Oh, does it affect
everybody?
everybody? It's either everybody or nobody that re-rolls?
No, it's one person that gets to re-roll.
Okay.
Oh, so there's one reroll amongst the entire group.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so we can all agree or disagree to let Benji re-roll if we want to.
Correct.
Well, I'd rather not have the trash bag torn, so...
I would be okay with him re-rolling as well.
Say if nobody has issues with it, then I'll re-roll.
Though we still haven't seen
Yeah,
how...
I'm fine.
Also, Robert, it's okay that you roll an extra die, because either way you're going to get at least one success, so it should be fine.
Yeah, you're getting one success. For Robert, they slowly navigate, they trip a couple times, but no damage is done physically. Maybe some mental, but not physically. As for Benji... Things weren't looking too hot with them. They kind of slipped somewhat. And depending on if they reroll or not will depend if that changes.
The reroll, is it a thing that will hold over until the end of the session? Or is it a right away thing?
The reroll lasts until the end of the session, so we can save it for later on.
Also,
I
Lyndon,
think we
you
should
could
save it.
you could always go. Actually, I think it's more interesting to see what the 0 does. Like,
Yeah.
that's the
That's
thing.
what I was thinking.
It is narrative, so it's not like always that we always want to see the best rolls. So sometimes accepting a bad roll might be more interesting. So
Yeah,
True.
no, I think we should save that roll in case we come into a combat.
that's fair.
Fair enough.
We're not finding the
Viewers-
ledge, so
So viewers can force us to do a reroll. More often I see that done where they want, we get a really good roll and they're like, no, I want to see him fail.
huh?
You want you to suffer.
Is this what you guys have always Zem? Because you play with everybody else here, I think in D&D. Like, this is something you guys have done for other games as well.
Yes.
Ah, okay. So I'm just like learning how you're doing this actually.
We have a lot of we have influence in our games that viewers can redeem things to make all sorts of basically their imagination is the limit on what could possibly be allowed. It does need to get approved by the DM. However, we do have two things that are channel points redemptions, reroll as well as restoration. Those bypass the DM and just automatically are approved. And the reroll, they can choose whether it's a party reroll or party/community reroll. Different terms, it's the same thing. Sometimes viewers will give it to the DM for the DM to have a reroll. They can force a reroll, or they can just be nice like Jaffer did and let us choose when we want to reroll. At the end of the night, if it's not used, I refund it. But otherwise, it is there for the entire session.
Okay.
There's been several times we've basically made the vehicles in D&D games into the TARDIS.
This is interesting. I have pondered of letting my community somehow have some involvement in our Pokerole games, which there has been some, but I haven't done anything like that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about something like that for our game, maybe. I don't know. It's not a bad idea.
I can absolutely share more details with you later off when we're not in the middle of a game here.
Certainly not. I wasn't
but-
expecting a big description, but that's useful information all the same. Thank you.
I will very much say that make sure that your fellow players are 100% on board with it.
True. To be fair, this was sprung on me because nobody told me in advance, but that's okay. So I'm totally down with it. Actually, it's kind of similar to how Ralph has a lucky hat that basically does the same thing, where it's like, let's do a do-over because he has the lucky hat.
And it's come in clutch many times. Imagine 10 dice and getting like only a success.
Oh,
Yeah, that's happened. We see some really crazy rolls.
Anyway, what happens to Benji?
Alright, so what happens to Benji? You go to follow Robert. You know, their path was very well. However, the rock that they kind of stumbled on became a bit loose. So when you jump down to it, it fell out with you on it, and you tumble your way down, head over heel or whatever a bag does, flopping down. And you land, and the rocks also lands on your head. So it kind of looks like a crushed bag.
Ow.
You take 1 point of damage.
That's fine.
Is it painfully, as much as a trash bag has nerves, somehow. It's from Gen 5. They created many things. They created a living chandelier, living ice cream, living gears.
Yeah. Anyway, on the way down, you hear oof, 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 ouch, and then after the bonk, it's like, well, crap, that didn't go as I planned.
Benji's right there, so he actually helps out a little bit and helps push that rock off. He looks slightly alarmed. You okay, trash bag?
Surprisingly, that didn't hurt as much as you might have expected.
I also help get the rock off.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Words.
Then I also help make sure to fluff back up a engine.
Yeah, Colby's gonna help kind of reshape him too. You looked worse off than you are, I guess, then.
Yeah, I get flattened. I feel like I've been flattened multiple times before, but this time, at least it didn't hurt too much. And as you're reshaping him, his arms had like extended out from being squished out, and then they just slowly start to go back in, and as his body is being reshaped.
Alright then. What are the others doing? Or shall we just move on?
I guess it's a good thing he doesn't have bones.
Yeah.
There might have been some more broken bones. There might have been more damage if you had actual bones.
I think it would have been a lot worse if he had bones, yeah.
It might have been lethal damage. No, I wouldn't do lethal damage this early. Lethal damage is scary.
Well, who says the trash bag doesn't have any bones in him?
Just not his own bones.
That's true. So yeah, like, look, I have some chicken bones, and you have some, like, of fried meat on it still a little bit. I have bones.
Why do you have a torchic bone on you? Why? No! The fried chicken. Fried hot wing.
I'm all for moving on.
Same here.
Yep.
I just figured it would be a funny thing to say.
It very much so. Alright, so you're all at the bottom of the ravine with the cave entrance in front of you. What now?
Colby peers in to kind of see how much light there is in this cave.
It's dimly lit, for sure. There are some, these geos that were refracting light from within the cave. Clearly showing that there is more than one entrance to this cave.
Razor's gonna puff an ember in there, trying to light it up a little bit more.
There may or may not be some Zubats that fly out because of the ember.
Cave bees!
What?
Your mic cut in the middle of that for some reason. What was that?
I said, oh no, cave herpes. That's essentially what Zubat are.
Colby kind of dispassionately waves his bone to make sure none of them actually try to swoop them.
But Gen 1 PTSD is kicking in.
Oh man, don't you love Gen 6? Man,
Gen
finally.
1, I think they are the, only Pokemon that has been in every Pokemon game.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they were especially bad in Gen 1.
I think they took Gen 1 and just memed it forever.
Yeah.
Also, don't you love Gen 6? Finally, a cave in a new generation without Zubats. Oh fuck, it's Zubat Cave. Fuck.
I'm not too worried. We've got a very natural, repellent right here.
Ooh, Zorok, you should have Robert actually say that, I think. Assuming that is.
That's what I'm going to say is, anyone have a stick that we could use they could have one of the fire types light on fire to use as a torch?
Wanna just take a little look-see if there's a stick around we can use as a torch.
I'm not gonna make you roll for one. You find one. Unless you want to roll to, find a decent size. That's up to you.
So, that would be insight.
Just give me a 1d6. It's decently sized.
Here, I'll light that, and if you stick it in my tails, I can hold on to it.
Are you a Fennekin?
No, but I think they want to be. I have them lighted, and I carefully put in the tails, trying not to do anything that would hurt them.
And you kind of see like one or two of the tails just kind of wrap around it and hold it in place.
And zap, you're now cursed.
All right. I guess I'll go first then.
And Benji will go right behind you.
Yep, so Kid just kind of like as soon as everybody is ready, just sort of marches off into the cave, just kind of gazing a little like with sparkles in their eyes at the geodes.
Nice.
Robert, Robert may slightly get distracted by some of the shimmering geodes, but tries to keep up with everyone else.
DM, so this cave has geodes then?
This
Obviously?
cave does have geodes.
Okay. Or are them dudes?
None of them look like a dude, okay? Trust me, they don't look fashionable enough.
Actually, it is a legit question if they look valuable or not, I suppose.
Maybe, you don't know.
Fair enough.
But they also might be difficult to bring out.
Oh, we got somebody with a bow.
Yeah. Colby eyes them over a little bit, but doesn't look completely convinced to possibly damage his bone by trying to upheaval any of them. So what path is this? Is this still indoor cave environment? That the next part of the path?
For now.
Okay.
Gonna see if the map has anything.
The map says that you're by your destination. It says it's up in the mountains. You're currently in the base of the mountains.
The map doesn't cover how to navigate the cave, does it?
Nope.
Yep, Benji's gonna put the map away and say, "Well, map's pretty useless now. So from here, we'll have to go on intuition."
Well,
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, that way. And Razor is heading in to the east.
Alright.
Very well then.
Continue riding along Razor, even though I'm just going like, this is the worst ride ever, why do I keep doing this?
Razor, do you want to roll the 1d6? Have some player involvement with rolls. Alright.
Hey! Also, I'll be right back.
Alright, that's fine.
I am realizing that I'm gonna miss Benji when we're in the main campaign.
You won't be treated like rubbish anymore.
Alright,
might be reoccurring. You never know.
Yeah.
You never
I
know.
should say I'm gonna miss being Benji.
The main campaign, you'll definitely be a lot sweeter.
I do like your voice for Benji. It's a good character overall. I like him a lot.
Thank you. Yeah. Say, I'm trying to make him the confident and very helpful type, but the voice is not quite the same throughout. But I'm trying to be consistent with the voice. It seemed fitting for a trash bag.
Yeah.
Alright then,
It's fine. I'm just kind of doing whatever for Colby. I didn't fully plan out a voice, so.
So as Razor walks on, he
back?
passes. No, but this is gonna be for something that doesn't involve Razor. Although I should probably wait for him, though, to be honest.
That's just fair. Yeah, best since this involves him. He said he was going east. There's technically, extra player knowledge knows that there's only one path out of here, but east would imply the other path. So, of course, I don't know if you're gonna, as DM, gonna make that link up or dead end. Since we're indoors, that's why I asked if we were indoors or not, because that makes a big difference as to whether paths can connect that are not connected.
I'm gonna say this is a pond, like one of those inside cave ponds.
A little cavern pond. Okay.
Yeah, like 2 feet deep. You know, sometimes your entire size. Glub, glub, glub.
Or in like some of our fire types cases, sizzle. Like a psh.
Just use.
I am back, and for the record, I can hear when I step away.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, okay.
Still waiting for you regardless to be back on mic made sense, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, Razor. As you walk on, you find this nice, very hard stone. It's a stone, though.
It's a stone.
It's a hard stone. I'm not kidding, it's a hard stone.
Oh, the item.
It's the item, a hard stone. Congratulations, you found one. What does Razor do with it, though? Or anyone else, for that matter.
Does it seem to have any purpose, any use?
To Razor, probably not.
Oh, it's a hold item.
He just bats it out of the way.
There you go, I brought it out. But, for anyone else...
Seeing it, I go and grab it and put my bag alongside the other pebbles I have.
Yeah, it really would be a question of since Razor doesn't care about it, that would mean that anyone close to him would probably be the ones to know that he ran into that. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't see it. So, let me also.
I mean, to everybody else, it probably just looks like he batted a stone out of the way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It would require giving it another look. So, who is? I suppose it. So, I guess that means Robert actually did give it a look.
Yes.
Okay. I'm actually trying to see here. Does anybody even have rock moves at the moment? I don't think so.
Nope, I thought someone might get rock moves, so that's why I put it in the list, but you know,
It's
no one
possible.
does.
It's possible somebody would.
They
Yeah,
have round type moves, which
close, but not close enough. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing we got are rocking moves, but that's about it.
Yeah.
you need soft sand, to be honest.
Yeah. I wish I had rollout.
Colby would probably notice the rock looked a little unusual, but not really do much when the Eevee went to pick it up. Just shrug and let him have it.
Now you seriously not put soft sand? Oh no, you did put soft sand on the list. Okay.
Though it appears to skid right past me and bounce off to somewhere I didn't notice.
Oh, you rolled to see if you noticed it?
Yeah. Well, to see if I noticed it and caught it.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't see it. It's just a stone. It went with the it went into the water with a thunk. It's gone.
Gotta go AFK for a second, back in a bit.
Okay. Colby may have observed what it is, but he doesn't care enough to go after it, especially if it went in the water.
And you already put one back.
Yeah, that can be deleted, I think.
Nap
Stop.
it away.
Yeah, it could be deleted. Okay. Plunk. Sound effect.
And, you know, just like rock back. Thump.
Though, helpfully, Colby does notice that, and makes the casual observation the pond isn't very deep.
Roll insight to see if you find it, because it's in the water, with a bunch of other rocks.
Oh,
Can't
I didn't more. I more meant that he noticed that it wasn't a very deep pond at that point because the rock didn't take very long to just go plunk. I can still roll if you want, though.
I mean, if you really want to find the stone, I'm not gonna make you roll.
He doesn't. He just cared that he was like, oh, that stone falling in the water made it clear that this water wasn't very deep.
Funnily enough, I think the Trubbish would want to get the stone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He would want to take it in case we find a use for it later.
Okay.
So
Maybe you
just
should do
insight
it.
or insight smart or
Roll me insight, survival nature, I guess. Because it's trying to find a specific item inside a bunch of other items. It's like trying to say, this here is a magical gem out of everything else. You find it. Digging through the water with your trash arms that somehow doesn't break apart and pollute the water. Somehow magical, it's Pokemon, don't question it. Why in the name of Arceus did Arceus create a trash bag?
I return.
I thought Mew was the ancestor of all Pokemon, though.
Arceus created them. So...
Colby could probably help out. He was casually paying attention, so he can kind of point out to, when Benji shows interest, he can kind of point out to the direction, the kind of spot you should be looking for it.
Alright, you may add Hearthstone to your inventory.
Okay, I'll go spot another.
I jump into one beside the trash bag and start swimming across.
Let's see if he just wants to swim.
If he wants to swim, 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 so swimming all day long, swim, swimmy, swimmer, swimmer, da 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 da.
He also does a musical number along the way, I guess.
So I guess we're going to go and cross the water.
So I guess that, because Razor was going east, that path east goes southbound, turns. So I guess we're going south, effectively?
Razor, which way are you going?
We'd be going... I mean, if we cannot swim around the pond, then he'll go a different way.
It's very shallow, if that matters.
2 feet tall. 2 feet deep. The path does not connect over to this path, so you would have to swim or do a very long jump with the risk of falling in.
2 feet, okay. It would still require a swim for most of us, then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, technically Growlithe can just walk across. They are 2'4".
You could keep your head above. You could keep your head above water. It'd be pretty deep.
Yeah.
But...
Most of it would be covered, but his head would be able to stay above water, and
barely, yeah.
Alright, I'm back.
Hello, welcome back. We're discussing whether to cross the pond. Yeah.
Alright, it sounds like a Razor jumps into water, so I'm just gonna be like flying on top, just a few feet above him.
If Somali perches on his head, he'll stay dry.
Yeah, I perch on top of Razor's head then.
Razor's gonna look around and
but
look at Kit. Why don't you ride on my back?
Oh, that's kind.
Rygon?
What's up?
You've been offered a ride.
Oh, everyone's going across the pond?
Yes. Razor offered a ride for you on his back.
Razor is willing to afford it because he can put his head above the water.
Then yeah, Kit would gladly accept anything that can keep as much of themselves above the water as possible.
Probably not all of you.
But
maybe about half, but
up,
a little bit more than half. But yeah,
yeah, kind of in the out of concern for the torch though, because Kit will kind of reach behind with their muzzle, grab the torch, and just kind of hold it in their mouth, so that way that at least their head is guaranteed to be above water.
Even though the torch went out, theoretically you could just relight it on the other side.
Well, not if it's wet.
Yeah, it would be harder to relight being wet.
It's just kind of like one of those things that they weren't even thinking about it; they just did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to cross?
The Trubbish is just going to walk across the bottom, holding their breath, just occasionally letting out a little blubble.
So this answers the question if they're buoyed or not.
Boy, enough.
Well, he weighs 68 pounds, as if that changes anything.
Is that like 68 pounds of plastic?
Your bag is now soaked.
He doesn't mind being wet.
The map does.
Yeah,
Razor
but,
is going to tell everyone, for those that don't want to swim, I'll come back for you. I can just only carry so much.
Yeah, Colby is just staying at the edges as people start to wade across, and it's just like, kind of does give out a kind of a exasperated sigh over the situation because he would have to swim. When Razor does say that, he expresses, "Yeah, I think I'll take you up on that one."
Yeah. Before going in the water, Benji would offer the map to somebody who's going to take a ride because the bag may be sturdy, but Benji doesn't know if a sturdy bag can withhold the water.
Or rather, not be whether it's airtight or not. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know if it's airtight. That's what I was trying to get at. But,
Well, you'd already jumped in the water before.
Yeah, well, Benji would have thought about that. I didn't
I-
think about it because I just assumed that a sturdy bag would be watertight.
Yeah, I would assume sturdy to like damage and stuff, not necessarily watertight. But yeah, that's fine. Colby could take it since he's hanging back and can have time to put it away into a spot above his head and hold the bag above his head when Razor comes back across. The question is, of course, does this little swimming experience have any altercations, or is it calm? Didn't seem like a pond that had anything going on, but
There
only
was
2 feet
nothing
deep.
going on.
yeah.
Got a wet trash bag on the other side. It just sitting down waiting for everybody now.
Whatever's kind of beating the trash bag to the other side. But is just sitting a little bit farther away, shaking like a dog to dry themselves off.
Sensible.
Yeah, I'm assuming Kit is on the other side, and like a good amount of their tails are wet, and they're just kind of like hot air drying their tails. But they're like using ember, but it's not full ember. It's just enough to just kind of shake the water out and try to get them as fluffy as possible again.
This is fair. Did the torch make it?
I hope so. Did
Yes.
the torch make it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the torch.
He was
made it.
holding it in his mouth.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So yeah, Razor goes back and forth, carrying whoever needs carried.
Which looks like one trip. Everybody but Kit and Colby were willing to swim, so, or walk along the bottom. So, Colby expresses when he gets a ride. Thanks, pup. Less of me wet, the better.
Happy to help.
Alrighty then, is that everyone? You ready to move on?
Yep.
Admittedly, though,
Alrighty then.
Colby could probably float, considering he's fat. Just realized, but
Doesn't matter now. We're moving
No.
on.
it's floating is
Who wants to
slow.
roll?
It helps Kit put the torch back in his tail so he doesn't have to keep it in his mouth for now and can talk.
I'll roll. 2.
Alrighty then.
So, next room.
You know, I suppose I should probably change the music away from forest music.
You have a point.
Fortunately, I picked this song that kind of has a dark vibe, so it worked well for a forest, but also kind of works well for a cave.
I have a different playlist for cave, so...
This is fair.
I don't want to change my music. I'm too busy DMing.
I'm not
Back to
organized.
DMing.
I'm not organized to have a playlist, so haha.
Oh.
Actually, I do have a bunch of music. It's just not really organized.
You know what? Alright. Idea. Okay. Who, everyone, roll me Insight Survival Alert, please.
Okay.
Ignore that. It didn't let me do 2.
Okay. I'm ignoring.
Oh yeah, best thing about the dice roller, or one thing to note about the dice roller is kind of don't click too rapidly or it may not register.
Yeah, I clicked too rapidly the first time, and then I tried to add another one, but it was already like, nope, I'm sticking with the one.
I'm usually
well, fine.
The rate I always do, which never fails me, is click,
Okay, so-
click, 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 and yeah, that's the rate I do.
Naze Molly, would you mind rolling as well? Wait, are they
He
even
did
here?
say he stepped away.
Oh, I thought he came back.
Okay.
I see his mouse moving.
To be fair, TTS is weird where your mouse movement can be visible even if you're not currently in the game. Like if you're moving it at all. But you're like
It
all
means he's
tapped
at
out.
his It means that he's at his computer.
It
Yeah.
could also be a cat bumping the mouse around or something.
And now we're joined by
Scream.
Octo's cat, who's going to take over for a bit.
All right.
I mean, it's kind of just moving randomly. It doesn't look like it's moving at all in a set movement.
Fine. I'll look at my music. Give me a moment. I need to deafen my desktop audio to view the right song.
Hope everybody on the stream, viewers end are doing well today. Hope everything's chill for you guys.
So as well. I know my chat's been pretty quiet.
Same.
I am jealous of your... I mean, your chat seems
Well-
to have people chatting somewhat frequently, and I'm jealous of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I meant by comparison of like a normal stream.
Fair.
Yeah. It's kind of this. Admittedly, most of my audience are like 4 p.m. to like 7 p.m. sort of people. Like I know dropping off seems to happen after like 8 p.m. So, like, so yeah, my user base is more later afternoon, early evening, middle evening. But of course, since we began at 9 p.m. EST, that's a little later than for some people. So, could expect more lurking out of that. But yeah, we still got some people talking.
So by the way, after Razor got everybody across, he did shake himself off and puff out a few embers to warm himself back up and dry himself off with.
Benji, though he's not exactly a canid, or I'm sorry, Colby. I'm gonna talk for Lyndon now. No, Colby, though not exactly a canine, will also shake off a little bit of water from his scales, doing actually kind of an adorable tail wiggle while he does so.
Would be finishing, would be warming up near the embers, and letting them do the last bit of drying of his fur.
There we go.
Benji is just dripping as he walks around in a circle, waiting for everybody else to be ready.
His walk
Yeah,
into
I'm
the
ready.
circle, his way of drying off too.
Yeah, no, he's just letting himself drip dry.
At some point, Kit just kind of gives up on the tails, getting them as dry as possible, but they're still very obviously like slightly wet, and just sort of like grumbly puts the torch back and gets ready.
The keeping a torch probably will help dry them off.
Yeah, that's kind of their hope.
Actually, Colby kind of looks at the grumbly Vulpix and goes, I guess you Vulpix really care about your tails. Want me to help bring them out for you?
Kit kind of like considers the offer, and it's just like, "Oh, sure, just please don't be too rough."
Colby actually, he kind of nods to that, and though he's a bit rough-toned of a Cubone, he's actually not, like, rough, so he actually just uses his bone to kind of string each tail, like, between the bone and one of his hands, and just kind of actually does a pretty good job removing a fair bit of water from each individual tail, kind of using the bone as sort of a, you know, a pole to kind of ring out against.
Yeah.
So,
Kit, as soon as the process is done, Kit just sort of like gives all the tails a bit of a wave in a very graceful manner, and they all naturally curl back into their positions, and he just kind of goes like, "Oh, wow, that you did a very good job. Thank you." And yeah, our tails are very precious to us Vulpix, so thank you for being careful.
Colby just kind of grins proudly and says, "This bone could do a lot of good. I'm glad it worked out for you."
The question is, did a little bit of the purple goo on the end of his bone end up accidentally smearing on the tails?
No, I could say that for sure because it's actually been a while since he applied that bitter. He could have applied it with the recent berries, but he was just annoyed at them, so he didn't think of doing it. But that's a very old. It's actually more of a stain than anything else, so it doesn't come off with the water.
It's a fair question to ask.
It's a good question. Now, part of the reason he didn't want to get wet though was because he just recently applied the new berry juice to his snout though. The skull snout, so that would have washed off probably, which would have made him more kind of grumpy.
So I do want to point out for both Rygon as well as Blue, generally if somebody steps away, we don't want to hold everything up for too long because we are streaming. We don't want to leave the viewers sitting here waiting while we are just waiting for somebody to get back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I usually am like, okay, time for some social interactions while we wait and see what I can do. But our cutoff for our game, because sometimes Tubby, one of our players, just kind of ends up stepping away. It's like, sometimes he forgets to say something too. Not often, but when he does, we usually give him like 10 minutes, and then if he's still not back, we just keep going. And it's kind
Alrighty
of
then.
steer his
Okay,
character,
I
so.
rolled for Niche Molly in case they noticed something. They did not. Okay then. Yeah, you guys don't notice a whole lot and such.
Okay. So we are advanced to the next area. And, what do we got? What are we looking at in this next section of the cavern?
It is very open and such. It's, dimly lit. There aren't many geodes that refract the light over here.
Does the path on our right, like, can we see well enough to see where it goes? That would be the path on, like, the dead end one.
Yes. Oh, that way.
Yeah, on our right. It says we're going south.
Yeah, on our right. Like, that way. Wait, no, that right.
Yeah, I thought I might confuse you with that, so I explained.
Well, yes, you'll be able to view down it and such.
Okay. Is there anything in the dead end?
No.
Okay. All right then. That's all my questions I had.
Yeah, I'm good on my end too.
I guess Colby would be heading towards the clearing then. The
Towards
larger
clearing?
section. The larger section.
Alrighty then. Any other objections? Everyone following?
Nope, following along.
Sorry, I was checking with my roommate if he's letting me use his car tomorrow for work.
Oh, hello. Welcome back.
So we're moving along.
Yeah. For
Yes.
what? Yeah, we all crossed. We just did a few social interactions while waiting for you, and now we're moving
I
along.
think we're about out of time, though, aren't we?
Yeah, I was say
Okay, that's fair.
yeah, it is almost 1 my time, so that's about 4 hours.
Alrighty then.
That's understandable. Well, you know what? That's fine. I didn't expect that we would get through the whole dungeon. Dungeons can
No.
take a whole session by themselves. Sometimes they can take multiple, in our game at least. So, like, it's not really a big deal. At least we got our foot in the door, though. Got the concept of dungeons down, and you just kind of see how the flow works. It's you know, place tiles. DM thinks about what the room is and see what events happen there.
Yeah, this was kind of fun. I liked it.
Dungeons are satisfying, I find. Nice. Typically, like, they can go on for a little while, but I mean, given PMD, that kind of makes sense. That's kind of the meat of the game there.
Yeah.
I don't like grinding in them, to be honest. It's like, no, I just want to go to the next dungeon. No grinding. No.
And there
Which
are
is
like,
why I always ended up level 20 at the end of every single game.
whoops, I accidentally rolled. There's also, we got like stairs down, stairs up, so like there could be multiple floors. So if a dungeon's sprawling not too far and we're running out of map space, you can always just make another floor, or just have it planned for like you're going through a tower. So the floors are small, but there's multiple of them, and you go up and down. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you could do. You can always make more icons too if you want to have some other stuff tracked. For instance, our game we used Pokemon Troisy icons. We cut those out for every player. So if the players decide to split up, the icons would split up basically. Because we have had a few situations where like half the team went north, half the team went south, and stuff like that. So you can get interesting about it.
Yeah, okay.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, Troisy icons are perfect. They match perfectly with the rest of the icons used for map dungeon stuff. So heavily recommend.
And nice to play with you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, like we've just been discussing, that is it for this evening's session of Starlight Expeditions Pokerole Mystery Dungeon. Thank you everybody for joining. I'll go ahead and do a little bit of a ending here and then mute myself so Charm can do his own and I do my own. Yeah, thank you again for everybody joining us on both streams here. There is everybody that is playing in this game that is also a streamer. I posted in both chats. Do check them all out. They are all fantastic beings and deserve some attention as well. But again, thank you so much for joining everybody. I will mute myself on Discord, let you do your own outro, Charum, and I'll do mine real quick.
I'll do
thank
my
you very
video
much.
outro as well, because you guys forget I'm recording as well. Scream.
Okay, this sounds great. And I will just say, just as a last thing to the players, I put a couple of these icons out, just to demonstrate how the Troisy icons are really awesome. So you guys can use that for the main campaign if you want. It's very nice and convenient. I'll just leave them on the table so you guys can look at them. But yeah, this was fun. I'm sorry that it got a little delayed with like all the move discussion stuff, but I think we can sort out that rest away. Rygon, I'll see if Carr is willing to hit you up. I think he may have messaged me back. I'll check.
That's
But
good.
I'll get you guys talking if that's possible. I'll let you know. But yeah, I suppose we will continue this dungeon, the Serene Forest, and the Serene Caves.
I'm gonna call it Serene Cave.
Serene
I'm gonna be
Cave.
honest with you. I did not plan for cave. I did not plan for cave.
This is fine. I mean,
The
forest Forest and cave can be the same dungeon. I've seen that in multiple RPGs. Come on.
It was the encounters, okay? One of them was a squelvet, and I'm like, squelvet in cave and bushes. No. Roll again. So you guys got something else. I will not say what. But
All right. We'll see it. So we'll see a dungeon encounter next session, I suppose.
Or maybe.
Cool.
But more or less the start of one of how it works. Because there's always 3 steps. Or most time, by the book how it says it, is it takes 3 steps to fully develop.
Fair. All right, well, I guess I'll head off the call and do my rest of my outro. So you guys have a wonderful night, and I will.
I'm gonna go do my outro as well. So I'm gonna deafen.
All right, I'll see you guys later. All right, streamgoers. I hope you had a good time. These Starlight Expedition pre-campaign stuff, it's, really off the cuff. People are still, this is a group that's trying to learn how the game is played. Obviously, the homebrew stuff is tricky to implement. It's hard to implement homebrew because, to some degree, homebrew is not something set in stone. It's just a case of, oh, well, this is how we do it. So, obviously, there's going to be situations where people may not agree with a homebrew, which is completely understandable. But just sorting this out, figuring out what people want to do, that's the tricky part, too. People don't always know immediately what they want to do. So they may have to think about it for a bit or hear multiple suggestions. It's completely understandable. But yeah, so that's why it's a little bumpy, a little slow. But as this pre-campaign goes on, I think stuff will get ironed out. I think it's quite a good chance that by next Thursday, it will be completely ironed out, how to use the homebrew. At least the important parts, because I'll be talking with Rygon, and hopefully Carcerus can help me sort that out. Because, yeah, when it comes to multi-hit moves, that's the part where it's a little harder for me to talk about the homebrew. But, yeah, thank you, Neo, amazing streamer. I appreciate that. Stuck at 170 followers, you'll get there, man. I hope you can reach affiliate if you haven't already sometime soon. That's a little easier to get than partner, I gotta say. I'm still working on partner. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the game. I might hang out with you guys in my community. I might hang out on the Discord. Might do a gaming little stream on gaming voice channel VC, gaming woofing. So check that out if I decide to do that. I might just casually hang out with you guys and do that. But all the same, that was Starlight Expedition Pre-Campaign Part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed.